another note for the parking master advisory committee met last night, not the one that the tenants did, but the one with the university that I'm on as undergraduate rep. We will be having electric trolleys by 2022 fall. The bicycles are away for the winter, so we will not be having any more bicycles until the spring. So please be aware of that and cognizant of that. The tunnels are open. We talked about that in the town hall a bit. So I just want to put that on the record for everyone. Please don't breathe outside. It is not a nice winter. Cold is not fun. I feel like there's more things I wanted to say, but for the sake of time, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for having me. Please be careful on finals. Watch your mental health. It is a very stressful time. Please don't overburden yourself. And have a great finals and holiday season.
Thank you, Senator Goldsmith. Any other public comment for the evening? Josh, I'll go to you in the back. Thank you. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Josh Felsen. I'm junior president of the Open Golf Club here. I went to the SA Town Hall on Monday night because I'm really frustrated and aggravated at this situation, unfortunately. Over the last year now, it's been over a year now, since the very beginning, everything has been headache with SA. So when I started the club up in November, there was no student affairs director in place, so we couldn't get recognized right away. We weren't recognized till March, therefore we couldn't get full budget this year, which is also unfortunate. So, like I said, we didn't get recognized till March, so we got doing a fund budget last spring. Then this semester, we couldn't get, a budget until mid-late October, and I was, on the ball on the first groups to submit our fund budget. I still have not received that money after I was here almost over a month ago. And I understand that it's in the process and it has to go to Candace Rec and then get to us somehow. But besides that, I just want to express my concerns. I feel there's a lack of communication, transparency, and all that with the association. I'm really not pleased with how things are run around here. And I'm specifically speaking to the executive branch, which I believe is, not doing the best job they can. And, I was very patient at the town hall. I waited for all the senators to speak first, and then I spoke towards the end. And I tried to keep my strong, cool, collected Monday night, but I went from here tonight and really, being a little more critical and, just to maybe push a little more and really get my point across and express why I'm so frustrated, why I'm so aggravated, and really why I believe next semester, in the spring, this upcoming SA election is going to be very consequential, critical, and that's what I said.
Cool. Senator Klein.
There isn't an allowance of the talking in terms of certain aspects of elections, whether they're past or present or current, or in the future. So I don't think remarks should be made about an election timeline hasn't been said.
I get it. All he said was that it was critical, and that's all he said about it. So I'm gonna just let that one go, and he was done anyway. So Josh, thank you. Any other public comment for the evening? And I'm sorry that that's been your experience so far. Senator Mohammed.
Yeah, I just have a move. I move to add Senator Ortiz as a co-sponsor to the Student Restore Day.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that when we get to your bill. It doesn't particularly have to be.
No, I'd like to do it now.
Okay, so you're the sponsor of it. It's amended. we're done. Anything else? Senator Klein?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Before I begin, I just want to acknowledge a tragedy that took place yesterday at Oxford High School in Michigan. 4 people are dead as a result of a mass shooting. Yet again, our leaders have responded with their thoughts and prayers, but it's not enough. It's time for action. Madam Chairwoman, I rise today to make a very disappointing remark. Jim Malatras, the SUNY Chancellor, has betrayed the students of the State University of New York and the taxpayers of the state of New York. In a bombshell trove of evidence released by Attorney General Letitia James, Jim Malatras can be seen propping up the disgusting workplace harassment and toxicity that plagued the state of New York for over a decade under the disgraceful Andrew Cuomo. Quote, "Let's release some of her crazy emails," unquote, Malatras writes about Lindsey Boylan after she criticized the toxic workplace. While serving as president of SUNY Empire's Rockefeller Institute, Malatras liked a text from Rich Azzopardi about leaking Boylan's emails. He responds by saying, quote, "The places I could go with that," unquote. Later on, after Boylan tagged Malatras in a series of tweets, he texted to the Cuomo aides, "Malatras to Boylan, go after yourself." This isn't the only time I've presented this body with publicly recorded concerns about Jim Malatras. The Chancellor was involved in covering up nursing home deaths during COVID, the speech I gave to you back in October. The Chancellor was also a part of the insiders that helped write Cuomo's pandemic memoir, quote unquote, American Crisis, which has since been ruled to be unethical due to the use of state employees to write the book. American Crisis, more like American corruption. Since his appointment in August of 2020, his presence has been purely political. Just yesterday, while testifying in front of the State Assembly Higher Education Committee, SUNY SA President Bradley Hershenson was asked by Chairwoman Glick about an additional $200,000 that was set aside for SUNY SA. Chairman Glick informed the president this came directly from Malatras. But the president responded by saying it was the first time he was hearing of such money being set aside. Totally fine. Every step of the way, Malatras has played politics with our education. We have seen what years of playing politics with education has done. Cuomo's cuts to higher education were him playing politics, and he installed Malatras as SUNY's chancellor to continue the game. King Cuomo always got his way, but no more. Already, we have seen many people and groups call for Malatras' resignation. Assemblyman Ron T. Kim, State Senator Alessandra Biaggi, the Times Union Editorial Board, the Daily Gazette, the New York College Republicans, the New York College Democrats, and so many more. Jim Malatras is a disgrace to the office of SUNY Chancellor, has led an incompetent administration that has put students last, contributed to the toxic and hostile workforce during the Cuomo regime, has once again shown himself unfit to serve the people of the great state of New York. Jim Malatras must resign or be removed as SUNY Chancellor. I yield back.
Thank you. Any other public comment for the evening? Courtney, let me grab the mic here. Courtney!
I'm here to apologize. Hi, sorry that it started a little later. Please do not blame any of the leadership. It was because CCM was running a little late. There were so many tech problems just across the CC. So that's why it was a little bit delayed, and also like figuring out all the stuff that wasn't working. So please don't blame anybody. It was just very delayed.
Thank you, Courtney. Woo! And thank you for fixing everything. Okay. Any other public comment for the evening before we do what we need to? Paige.
Hi, everyone. I actually wasn't planning on making a comment, but I just wanted to say, kind of just the end of the semester, kind of, kumbaya moment, if you will. I am so proud of everybody in this room for everything you guys have done, especially welcoming me in as like someone who's never been a part of SA at any school or really gotten into like student government. Even in high school, like I was kind of just at my kids at lunch table by herself, and now I feel like I have a massive family here. You guys are all so incredible. I'm so glad that I get to call so many of you guys my friends. I just want to say a big I love you to everybody here, and I hope you guys have a really good final season. And if you need anything, you can text me, and we can have like a chit chat and like tomorrow night, and I'll make you food. But please help with groceries because I'm broke. Anyways, love you all. Have a good rest of your semester.
Thank you, Paige. I'll be taking you up on that. All right. Seeing no other public comment for the evening, I will go straight into my opening remarks.
Can I make a move here?
Sure.
I would like to
Yeah.
yeah. I would like to move to add under the emergency legislation bylaw, BOF appointment onto the agenda today.
Okay, there's been a motion to add a BOF appointment onto the agenda. Senator Kinney, is that a second? Any objections? Senator Klein, please state the nature of your objection.
So the nature of my objection is that we need 24 hours to review appointments especially, and since we haven't removed enforcement of that bylaw currently, it can't be put on.
Point of inquiry,
Yes, Senator Ortiz.
can the new person who makes the move, can you elaborate as to why it's classified for emergency legislation?
Well, given recent events, there's an open spot in the board after Senator Thompson had resigned. I'm not gonna go into that. But also, the board needs to be filled. Budget season is next semester, and we have to get budget season on the road. Like, it cannot be delayed. We have to get the budget season on.
So there's a motion on the floor to add a bill for a Board of Finance appointment to the agenda. Senator Klein objects to that move. We are now in debate over the objection. Any debate points?
Point of order,
Yeah.
it's the new thing.
We don't debate objections. No objection to the question or just calling for it.
Yes.
I will rescind my move if we release enforcement of that bylaw.
Enforcement of the 24-hour notice bylaw. Okay. But you need to move to suspend that bylaw, should that be the case. Okay, so let's go back. Let's backtrack. Senator Goldsmith, do you have a move?
Motion to suspend bylaw 202.2.2. I believe that's the one that has to be suspended.
The 24-hour rule?
The 24-hour rule. Is there a second to that move? Senator Klein, any objections to that move? Seeing none, that bylaw is suspended. Now there was an, huh?
I just rescind my objection.
Awesome. Great. So that Board of Finance appointment will be added on to the agenda as the last order of business for the night. That would be Senate Bill 2122-98. We will get there when we get there. All right. If I could begin with my opening remarks. Hi, guys. So this is my first opening remarks as your acting chairwoman. Thanks. Yay. I wouldn't clap yet. It's still early. Okay. So a couple of things for my opening remarks. I know Jameis isn't here, but in case he is going to hear about this at some point, happy birthday to Jameis, the director of Dippyville. Second thing, I got a text message. I'm sorry, I did not get a text message. I had a meeting with the president of Gift of Life for the swabs that we had last week or 2 weeks ago before Thanksgiving break when we volunteered to participate in their swab initiative. He did not get a lot of those back. If you have them at home, please, please, please return them to Senator Ortiz, the VP of the organization. That cost the org quite a bit of money, so please, please, please get those back. Third of all, happy last meeting. It's been a long road, but we're here. If you guys want to participate, we have a nice little board on the wall for something that you're proud of this semester. Put your name up, put something you're proud of, even if it's not in Senate. And this is something that everyone has really done. It's a nice little way to end the year. I want to put some of these on the Senate Instagram as well. So, for those of you that have messy handwriting, maybe have somebody else write it. But please participate. I think it's a great positive way for us to kind of end the year. There's tentatively a special tomorrow, only if we do not get through what we need to get through tonight. So please prepare for that. Hopefully we don't get there, seeing as though I have a final. I'm sure many of you do too. I'm trying to get this done ASAP. Any birthdays coming up, let me know. That's all for me. I miss Nick Chin. I'll say it. I'll put it on the record. I hate to say it. I will say it. All right. Yes. Oh, that's right. Happy early birthday, President Giuliani. Happy early birthday, Abdullah. With that being said, the acting vice chair has opening remarks prepared, so I'll turn it over to him. You can actually make them.
Good evening, everyone. To those who celebrated Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. And any other religious holidays that passed by, happy holidays to you as well. And hope you had a good break. But this goes for everybody. Budget season is next semester, like I said before about that the bill. Please, everybody needs to have their schedules to their committee chairs by 5 p.m. on Friday. If your schedule's not done, let them know and let them know when you have your schedule in by, especially for CR. You guys will be dealing with a lot of budget appeals, so you guys need to make sure your schedule, committee that the time you meet is already set, and that goes to everybody else as well. Please, everybody needs to have their schedule set. That way there's no confusion about what time any committee meets, this, that, and the third. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. All right. There are no certificates and celebrations for tonight, unfortunately, but we did want to take a moment just to say thank you to Maritza Martinez, the Director of EOP. She unfortunately could not make it tonight, but she is retiring after a very, very long track record of service to many senators in this room as well. So please just take a moment, say thank you to her. In case she decides to watch this later, I would like her to know that she was at least acknowledged. Okay, we will go straight into, we're just gonna keep pushing. Kayla? Okay. Yes.
So we had spoken earlier about a bill that I've been trying to put on the floor for the past 3 weeks. Is that going to be on tonight, since I sent them out?
Yes, just motion it.
Okay, can I make that move right now then?
Yeah, just do it before we get into appropriations, because I want to get the student group leaders.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste
I
their
would
time.
move to add the COVID education application back to the bottom of the legislative.
All right, Senator Thomas does a second.
Yes.
Great. Any objections? Cool. It'll be 99. Kayla, you can go ahead.
Okay, all right, sorry, I didn't know, I don't want to interrupt anything. Okay, Young Democratic Socialists, Robin, you want to come up? Great org, they came through the appropriations committee, they're just looking to, get the $400 limit for Tipico. The Tipico, price is actually more, than $400, but they're asking for $400 because it is the limit. And I'm gonna pass the mic over to Robin just so he can, say whatever he needs to say.
All right, thank you. Yes, our Tipico trip was, I believe, in September. We've had a record number of people showing interest in the org at Block Party. So it was $472.50 on the statement they gave us. So we were just trying to get $400 back from our UNM funders.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the sponsor? Senator Yeager? There's been a motion to call this bill to questions. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Goldsmith, any objections? Senator Klein?
I just have one question, that's all.
I'll resend it.
Okay, Senator Klein, you can ask your question.
So when it comes to Jiffy Hill and SA plus allocation, are we allowed to cover Jiffy Hill since Jiffy Hill is under our control?
Yep, we can cover it. Any other questions? Senator Ortiz? There's been a motion to call this bill to question. Senator Goldsmith, I'm assuming you're firm on that second. Nice. Any objections? Okay, vote is open. A is you want to pass this bill. B is no. C is abstain. Vote is open for 40 sounds like a good number. Time is running. Huh?
Well, if you want to come up here just so we can, keep going with it.
Sorry, Sheila, before you do that, Bill, I just want to remind all the senators that just keep in mind when you're voting on a probe, since we have a lot of them tonight, you can't vote or you should not vote for anything that you are a member of. Make sure you abstain on those just to avoid this. If it's on your send a disclosure form, please be careful with that. If it's your org, an org that you were previously a member of, C is going to be your best friend. All right, I'm closing the vote. Oh. All right, this bill passes. All right, let's move it along. Senate Bill 20, that should say 21, sorry. 2122-89, Senator Cooper.
Okay, so this is, this is WILA, Women in Law Association. They do a lot of great stuff. I've been seeing them tabling outside the SA office because I'm always there. The Public Appropriations Committee voted 802. They're a great organization, and all the things are just things that you would need as a pre-law student looking on the law school.
Hey guys, okay, my name is Aminata, and I'm just representing from my e-board. I am the programming chair. And so since we are a new organization, we kind of just need help with just being through these types of things over here. So the first list, which is the LSAT Bible Trilogy, these are just books that we want to give out to our member of the month that we're having. And they're just going to help them kind of like practice for the LSAT, being that that is like a big priority for us, being that we are a law organization for women. The second one is just the campus center tabling. That was for our community service organization. And it was just kind of like a great way of giving back. And so we kind of need helping for the table for that. And then the second one is like the table banner, which also goes with the table and then that we did have. And then the LSAT flashcard cards are kind of a program that we're going to do like next semester. Again, practicing for the LSAT since we are a law organization too. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, are there any questions? Senator Klein?
Yeah, I moved to call the previous question.
All right, there's been a motion to call this bill to question. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Sarwar, that a second? Any objections? All right, see if we can get faster. Let's see if I can leave this open for 35. I'm telling you, next semester we're gonna be 5 seconds in and out.
If you do that in pod, I'd love it.
All right, I'm closing the vote. This bill passes. Congratulations. All right. Senate Bill 2122-90, Senator Cooper, take it away.
Alrighty, B2B, great organization. I'm sure you guys see them on campus. They're pretty well involved. This is just some basic things that they use for events. Pass through appropriations 703. And so I will pass it over. So,
Treasurer, sorry.
Yeah, so B2B, we're a brotherhood. We create safe space for brothers to come talk about social issues, political issues, anything. The food, what we need the budget for is just for food, for our weekly programs that we have, such as one of our programs we just started is My Brother's Keeper, which we just started last night. Program lasts about for men talking about mental health, creating a safe space for them. The food is just to make it enhance food, make it enhance experience during the program.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, Senator Sarwar? Motion to call this bill to question. Senator Strand, that a second? Any objections? Cool. Should we try for 30 or keep it at 35?
No, go for 30. 30.
All right. Vote will be open for 30. Let's see if we could get faster. I'm telling you, I'm going to get us down to 5. I really am.
No, if you get to 3, that's it.
Y'all need to click faster.
I don't know you like that.
Who hasn't clicked yet? 2 seconds.
All right. If you haven't clicked in, please do so. Kayla, you want to call the next bill? Those were so-
Earth tones. Jordan, I see you back there.
Oh my God, that's right.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna close this vote. This bill passes. Okay, Senate Bill 2122-91, Senator Cooper.
Alrighty, so this is Earth Tones. Actually, I didn't know about this club until they submitted a request, but I am very excited because I am a music person. So this is just basic stuff for music, and this did not go through appropriations, just because we did not meet this Sunday due to break. So this is the first time it's being up on the floor. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Jordan.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jordan Mosley, president of the Earth Tones. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you to Appropriations Chair Cooper and the acting chair, Senate Chair. And so we are the Earth Tones. I'm representing as president. We are UAlbany's premier a cappella group. We focus on the male vocal parts, which is tenor 1, tenor 2, bass 1, bass 2. But of course, we're open to all singers or just all UAlbany students who are interested in being a part of our fabulous group. So as the appropriations chair was going over a little bit, we're going to have an interest meeting. So we're asking for a little bit of money for food and drinks. And then we're going to start doing some performances. So we need a little bit of sheet music, and that of course costs a little bit of money. And that's detailed on the appropriations request. But once again, thank you. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
Okay, any questions for the sponsor, Senator Klein?
I have no questions. I called previous questions.
Okay, is there a second to that motion? Senator Ortiz? Oh, that's not a second. Senator Goldsmith, is that a second?
Yeah,
Okay, any objections? Senator Ortiz?
I take away my second.
Okay. All right, there's been a motion.
They're really good.
Do you have a question, Senator Ortiz?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, so Senator Klein, if you would rescind your motion, Senator Ortiz can ask your question. We can keep this moving.
Sure.
Great. Senator Ortiz, go ahead.
Really quick, since I go to a pro, I have the same question to everyone. My first one is, do you intend on ordering all of this semester?
So for the sheet music, yes. For the food, no. That's most likely going to be ordered by myself right now, just given the time. And then I'll try and seek reimbursement next semester if that's possible.
Actually, I just want to add on, talk to the comptroller. The new unfunded bills roll over to the next semester, so that won't be a problem. Yeah.
Okay. Senator Ortiz, did you have another question?
No.
Okay.
Wait, yes.
Is it a follow-up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to
Even better. Awesome. All right. Senator Sarver, that a second? Cool. Objections? None? Cool. 30 it is. That's where we're at. By the end of the night, we're going to be down to 5. No, we're still missing votes. I can't. The last vote count was 31, so that's what I'm looking for.
Maybe at 32 or 33 now. No,
25. You guys are getting good at this. That was 27. Okay, this bill passes. Congratulations. All right. Senate Bill 2122-92, JSA.
Okay, Japanese Student Association. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Okay. Alrighty, so this is Japanese Student Association. Great work. Cultural works are so important to this community, especially with everything going on in the world today. And this bill did not go through committee, again, because we did not meet on Sunday because of break. So this is the bill. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to the treasurer, sorry. Sorry, words are not working out for me right now. I'm for the Japanese Student Association, so you can explain,
Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm the treasurer for the JSA, or Japanese Student Association. So basically, the chunky brushes, clear bills, and the tags are for our calligraphy event that we held. So we hold cultural events to spread Japanese culture and invite people to learn about it and experience it. The miso, chicken ramen, and beef ramen are for our ramen night. So basically, anyone can come in and get free ramen. And that's also to spread cultural awareness.
Thank you. Any questions? Senator Sadler? There's been a motion to call this bill to question. Senator Goldsmith, that a second? Awesome. Any objections? Senator Middendorf, is that an objection? Can you please state the nature of your objection? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need, yeah, someone pass him a mic, please. I just can't hear, I'm sorry.
Where did the total come from?
Oh, where did the total? Thank you.
Okay.
Oh.
It's 3274. Just be the total allocation.
Okay, that's my bad. I'm sorry. My phone, I did this on my phone. So we're gonna fix that.
So are you amending it?
Yeah, I'm amending it to reflect the actual total. Also,
Give Anjali the actual total for the minutes, please. Anyone?
What was it?
anybody have the total?
3274.
Thank you.
And also, can we strike tax, because we don't do tax.
So is the actual total now different?
Yeah, just, it's 40 cents less.
Yeah.
3234 it is. Thank you, Senator Middendorf.
3234.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, any moves? Senator Klein? Senator Goldsmith?
Second.
Nice. Any objections, Senator Ortiz?
Hold on, I got a question.
Okay.
Iverson.
Great.
Okay, so my question is, the clear bowls and the chunky brushes are $1 each, or it's right? Yeah, right, it's $1. Okay, my follow-up question is, what is the count for the ramen? What's the count number? How many come in one pack?
I believe the chicken is 24 and the beef is 10. Okay. I can double check really quick.
No worries. Okay. That's not right. Okay, that was just my only question. It's not listed. Okay.
All right, any moves? Senator Sarwar?
I'd like to call it a question.
Senator Goldsmith?
I actually have a question.
You were doing so well. We had a rhythm going.
I didn't know.
All right, let's go back. Senator Sarwar, will you rescind your motion? Great. Senator Goldsmith?
Clarify, because I'm really bad at math, and the reason why I'm history major is because I'm bad at math. Why is it 3 count for 1? So it's 3 for 1?
Yeah.
There's three brushes in it, and it costs $1.
And the bowls are also 12.
12 in 1 half.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's $1.
Cool.
I call it a question.
Great. Second, Senator Klein? Cool. Any objections? Nice. Okay. Let's do 25. 5:30. Keep it at 30, I guess. Last vote count was 31. Please get there if 2 people have not clicked in.
I clicked it. You clicked it?
Yeah.
I know you abstained, but still.
Yeah.
Got 32.
Nice. At exactly 30. You guys are getting good at this. Yeah. No.
I'll move to
So start, if your clicker's not working, email me your votes. Anjali has my email open, so she will just add it in. Yes. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, let's do that instead. All right. We're working on that. Okay, this bill passes. All right, Senate Bill 2122, 93. Thanks. Bill 93, Senator Cooper.
Yeah.
It's okay, let someone else do it. You
Okay, yeah,
do this.
I'll do this.
I will do that.
Okay, So Peace Action, a great organization, political activism, and I'm just gonna let Danielle talk because she knows more than I do at this point.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle Kaminsky. I'm the Senator for Freedom Department, and I'm also the president of New Albany Peace Action. New Albany Peace Action is one of the many social justice organizations here on campus. It is not new, but due to the pandemic, we've been struggling with members a lot. So most of the things on this list are to help recruit members. These sweatshirts, they're not going to be personalized, but they will be kind of to not incentivize, but reward the active members that we do have. Markers, posters, and paint are for the protests that we go to, so that our members have supplies for when we go to protest. New Albany Peace Action is actually like the chapter of Peace Action New York State. So Peace Action New York State requires us to have one event per semester. The other things on this list are for that event. The flyers are to promote attendance to the event. The banner is also to promote New Albany Peace Action when we table and stuff like that, or when we go to like a statewide Peace Action conference. And then the table runner and the tablecloth are for tabling. Yep. So that's pretty much everything.
Thank you. Any questions, Senator Awapetu? There's been a motion to pass this bill by unanimous consent. Is there a second to that? Senator Strand, any objections?
I object.
Okay. Okay, just rescind it.
Same thing with.
Okay, I got you. Senator Awapetu, will you rescind that? Oh, okay, I didn't hear you, sorry. Moves, Senator Klein.
Call the previous question.
Great. Second, Senator Strand. Objections? Seeing none. 30 it is, I guess.
We can't do 20.
I feel like we could have gotten to 20.
Yeah.
It's not
Y'all,
too late.
try getting to 20. I want to see it happen.
I want to see you guys get to 20.
One more vote.
31 is the number we're looking for, so y'all got 6 seconds.
32.
32, sorry.
Disappointing.
Come on. Everyone click in? Everyone good?
Oh, they're both.
I'm missing one person. I'm closing it. This bill passes. Congratulations.
Look at the past
It was 29.
96.
29.
Include Harrison.
Okay. 21, 22, 94, Pensa. Senator Cooper.
Yep. Okay. PENSA is a religious organization, and I have seen the members around campus wearing PENSA shirts. So, I mean, that's about the extent I've had interaction with the budget appropriations. But yeah, this is, just some food for the clubs to, add some incentive to come to the meeting and create some more community there. It brings people together, so, and I'll pass it over.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Michael. I'm treasurer for PENSA. So PENSA stands for Pensacola Students and Associates. We are committed to bringing people of all cultures to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, strengthening the spiritual life of members, and training and equipping members for the service of the body of Christ. The food is for our programs that we have every Thursday. Our programs last from 8 to 10 o'clock, so we would like to have food to enhance the experience.
Thank you. Any questions? Senator Rose?
I'd just like to amend the bill to reflect the actual total.
Okay, so the sponsor has to, you can ask the sponsor to do so.
Amend the bill. It's 171.
Okay, yeah.
You said 171, what?
0.8.
171.80, okay.
Point, so 8 cents. All right.
Numbers, got it.
171.
Okay, thank you. 171.08. Senator Cooper's made that amendment. Any other questions? Senator Sarwar? Nice. Senator Goldsmith, that was a quick second. All right, any objections?
I just want to get the math on that real quick, because I don't think that's the right quote.
You didn't say point of information.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, all right, stop. Senator Klein, you want to do the math again?
The math is fine.
What are we proposing to give them?
171.08.
It's fine, I just checked it.
Okay. So any objections to this being called to question, or can I, get through it? Okay, seeing none, the vote is open. You have 30 seconds. Oh, that was 9 seconds? That was impressive. Very nice. This bill passes.
Y'all is good.
I know, I'm really getting close to 5. Okay. Senate Bill 2122-95, Senator Cooper, floor is yours.
Okay, Tyler, yeah, you can both come up, it's fine, yep. Okay, so Turning Point, this is a supplemental and not a new and unfunded organization, request. This organization does have a full budget and they requested, their main budget line was for this, convention. And they have a few more members that want to go, and because their membership grew, they're just asking for a few more plane tickets. The hotels will be covered by the members. And we're just going to amend it real quick due to price changes in the flights. Okay, so I want to amend the plane tickets to ×2, and it'll be 1,227.6. And then I'm also going to amend, I'm going to add another line, another line for the change in the price of tickets for the original budget that was passed by the Board of Finance to add $1,838 to add due to the price of the tickets increasing from the original budget line that was requested.
You're gonna have to send me all that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Any questions, Senator Strand?
Where is he going to the Winter Convention? Like, why is it?
That was the sponsor.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, just answer your question.
Yeah.
Sorry, okay. Why are they so expensive?
Phoenix, they're going to Phoenix, Arizona, and the price tickets are constantly changing. With everything going on, with COVID, with planes, all the economic jazz. So there's constantly changing.
Okay. Any other questions? I can't actually see you guys. Sorry, it's not your fault. Senator Klein.
It's not the airport question.
Yep.
So, when is this convention?
You guys have that one.
Yeah, sure. It's the 17th through 18th through 22nd of December.
So it's December 18th to the December 21st. So this is 4 days.
Yes, Senator Klein, what's your follow-up?
My follow-up is, given the current situation of COVID, if the convention were to be canceled, how would we get this money back?
I'm not the travel agent, so I can't. Oh, Senator Cooper?
What is
What?
inquiry?
Yes.
Can you ask?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I'm just not gonna let a question. Move on. I can't see any.
I'm sorry.
Come on, your time to shine.
The questions allowed on the floor are up to the discretion of the chair as to their relevance to the conversation.
Okay, point of inquiry. No. Can I hear Abdullah? What Abdullah has to say?
Sure. President Gudiabi.
Oh my God, I'm like.
Thank you. Essentially, anytime we delegate money for SA, you don't really have control where it goes. Like, you could give it for a flight and they could buy 1,000 dum-dums and they'd be entitled to buy it. So like, if it did sit in their budget, they just reuse it for something different, or it would get used and they go into reserves. But essentially, like, hypothetically, they can't answer that for you.
Okay. Senator Ortiz. Can someone give her the mic, please? Just pass it back. Have your money pass it back.
So, my question,
Does the sponsor?
does the sponsor yield for a question? So my question is, the purpose of purchasing these three plane tickets is because in your original budget, you were allotted a certain amount of money to go to this convention regardless, right? Like, you were allotted for 10 people in your budget.
Yeah, they were allotted for 10 people in the budget.
Okay, so we did a lot of money to go to this budget, even when COVID was a thing. Perfect, thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Senator McGrath.
Does the sponsor use for a question?
Yep.
We can just get like the updated total after we make whatever changes.
Yeah, it's on, it's right here. If you don't mind.
I don't need it, I don't need it, I already got it.
$3,065.60.
What was that again?
$3,065.60.
Wait, no, sorry, different, sorry, where am I reading? Oh, sorry, $7,000, $7,365.60.
Okay.
Sorry.
$7,865.60. That's the total. Senator McGrath, do you have a follow-up?
Yep.
Can you just repeat it again with the line of
Yeah, so they're changing it to 2 plane tickets because one member took one for the team and decided to buy his own plane ticket. So it's going to be adjusted for the cost that has been created. At this point, they're gonna get the tickets tonight. So they have the quote here on the computer. It's adjusted for that price for 2 plane tickets and then adjusted. And then the next line is the difference between the price that was originally quoted to the Board of Finance when they got their budget and the price that it is now.
Read like 2 plane tickets and then the amount and then the line and you can just like read the,
Okay, so the original plane ticket cost they gave to the Board of Finance was $407.55. That is for 10 tickets. And, sorry.
There's been a point of information, Senator Bateman.
You said that price, like before something was 10 tickets?
Per ticket.
Oh, per ticket, got it.
And then, so the total that they got for that was $4,005.50. The requested fund, hold on, the new plane ticket price is $613.80. And so that results in $1,838 being an increase. And
Yes, Senator Klein. That's probably gonna take longer, given the way that this computer's been acting up today. Honestly, by the time Senator Cooper emails it to me and I put it up, it's gonna take longer. Senator Cooper, I'll tell you what, take a marker, there's empty space on that board, write it down.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Any other questions while she does that, so we can move this along? Senator Yeager.
I yield to the Director of Health and Safety.
Yes, okay. Director Vincent-Cara, go ahead.
I just want to point out that neither the treasurer nor the president had the opportunity to explain the purpose of this event, nor the purpose of this prayer or your study in the beginning. So
Okay. Okay.
I have a
Okay,
question.
everyone stop. Senator Yeager.
Can the two representatives from Turning Point please elaborate and about this convention and what its purpose is?
Great. Go ahead.
All right, so this conference, is it on?
No.
There we go. All right, so this conference is 4 days. So throughout this conference, we are going to be hearing speeches from various politicians and political commentators. And so we just want our members to be well informed as to what the political conversation is in this country, and possibly going forward, take ideas from that, and we can base future meetings off of the speeches or the ideas that they present.
Okay. Who, is that you, Senator Ortiz? Yeah.
Can you just elaborate what, dates you're flying out? What are the dates?
The 18th to the 22nd?
21st.
To the 21st.
Yep.
Correct.
Other questions? Senator Diaz Martinez. I can't hear him if everyone talks. Go ahead.
I'm not sure about the convention now, could you elaborate on what,
So Turning Point USA's official mission statement for their national branch is to promote liberty, freedom, and free markets through capitalism. Our club pretty much obsessively does that message as well. So that is the national and our mission statement. And this event is purposefully about liberty, freedom, free markets, and all the speakers will reflect those ideas, challenge those ideas, and in general give us a greater understanding of them.
Thank you. Any other questions? Senator Yeager.
Can I just follow up with a question?
I would love if you would.
Yeah.
Is there a second to that? Senator Wu? Is that a second? Nice. Any objections? To call to question. Okay, seeing no objections, vote is open. 30 seconds it is.
You're welcome. No, you're good.
That's only appropriations?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry about all the complications.
Oh,
No,
wait,
that's
yeah,
all the
that's all
appropriations.
right. Thank God. Okay, you guys are good. Wait, that was all of the appropriations. Yes, it was.
I'm watching CBI.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay, of course.
Approach done by 9:30, not bad. It could have been worse.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a couple more seconds because I'm still missing some votes.
I'm just gonna email my.
Okay, that's fine.
When is personal privilege?
Yes.
If you click one and then click something else, does it take your first or your second?
The second. All right.
What the hell?
Okay. So not counting abstentions. I don't know what the math on this one's gonna be.
What if I was very,
Yeah.
how much do you need for a
Supplemental?
yeah?
I thought supplemental was like simple majority. That was
Yes, Senator Klein.
Those have an email.
I only got one.
Are you looking at mine?
9-7-15.
So the vote count is 9-7-15 at the moment. Simple majority?
It doesn't specify that's 2/3, so.
Are you sending it to SA Senate Vice Chair?
SA Vice Chair. SA Vice Chair, yeah.
Yeah.
Simple majority is the answer to your question, Senator Klein. Senator Rose? Okay. Okay. I mean, with a simple majority, we're fine. This bill passes. Are the numbers on that right? Will someone double check me on that, please?
Well, 9 is right.
I literally have no clue what these numbers are gonna be. We're moving on. That bill passes. Congratulations.
It's 10-7.
That takes us out of our appropriations agenda into our university reports. Dr. Christakis. For the last time this semester, we're gonna miss you.
All yours.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Of course.
Two quick comments and then I'll take any questions, although I do appreciate the fact that you're all trying to not meet tomorrow, even though I think deep down Chairman Chin wants to be back for the last week of the semester. Let me just comment really quickly and congratulate SA on organizing the town hall on Monday. Some really great, as per usual, some really good questions and discussion came about. So my thanks to everybody who was involved, and President Gudiabi and I had some conversations about my propensity for town halls, but I'm glad it worked out the way it did. Let me also just offer you some dates. Of course, the semester ends on the 6th. The 7th is reading day. That night, the first Food for Finals event in person will be going on since the pandemic, and that's late night breakfast in state and indigenous dining halls. That is free to all students, regardless of meal plan. So if you are not on meal plan, it doesn't matter. You are still welcome to stop by Indigenous or State Quad for just like breakfast late at night. You put that on Twitter last night. I think that's true. So do stop by that. It starts at 8:30 to 10:30. Myself, President Rodriguez, Provost Kim will also be stopping by the dining halls. 12:10, which is a week from this Friday at 10:30 in the morning. As you all are trudging through finals, invite you to join us for the 2021 UAlbany Holiday Card unveiling in the Great Hall just downstairs here. There will be cookies and cocoa. The actual unveiling is at 11 a.m. So if you're able to join us in a final conflict, I'd encourage you to do that. The last date is 12/11, so Saturday, December 11th, is the annual Big Purple Growl. That is preceded by a dinner in the PE building and then the men's basketball game that night. So if you're still in town that weekend, please consider coming to the Big Purple Growl, also free and open to students. Let me also just take a moment to commend the Student Association, Senate on your resilience throughout this fall semester and for doing really, I think, important work. As I was witnessing the appropriations process just now, I was reminded as to how really remarkable this body functions, and that's to your credit. I think in some ways you could probably provide a lesson on efficiency to some other corners of the institution, so I commend you on that. My thanks, of course, to President Gudiabi for continuing to be a terrific partner with me, with the institution. It is, I mentioned to Abdullah the other day how fast the semester went by, but it's been an absolute pleasure to work alongside President Gudiabi and Vice President Williams as well. Finally, I would just sort of underscore two things that I think are important for the Senate to consider for the spring. One is to really think about extending an invitation to our facilities staff to present this body with the university's facilities master plan. You all, I think, have done some really important work as it relates to facilities, both in the residence halls, the courtyard beautification resolution. I think it is so critical that you all have a voice and see the kinds of things the institution is planning that, to be fair, you will probably never see during your time here. But you will likely see as alums. I think that's important for you to see the long-term trajectory the institution is going in. There's a lot of moving parts that I think we owe it to you that you're aware of. The second thing is a continued emphasis on student mental health. The Student Association, the Student Association Senate has been, I think, terrific champions of. I think it's important to keep that conversation going. I would underscore the importance of trying to bring particularly our teaching faculty sort of around on the importance of mental health for students in and around the classroom. That's not to say that I don't have a responsibility or that staff don't have a responsibility, but you all well know that you spend a lot of time in the classroom engaging teaching faculty. I think that trying to acclimate or reacclimate them to the importance of mental health for our students is really key there. So those are the two things I just wanted to sort of put on your docket. The last thing I would just mention is I know that we heard about the electronic trolleys, which are true. There will be electronic trolleys. I will just tell you, just to get your hopes up too much, Really excited they're electric. They're largely intended to tour prospective students and their families over to the ETech building and to the athletic complex because of the distance. I know there were a handful of senators that saw ETech, and we're working on getting the executive branch over there as well. So that's that. Again, I wish you nothing but the very, very best during finals. I really am very, very proud of each of you and what you've been able to do here. It's been an absolute delight to spend a considerable amount of time on Wednesday night with you all this semester, which has been absolutely terrific. I really do relish the time I have in witnessing you engage as leaders, as active leaders, on behalf of the institution, particularly on behalf of the student body. That's that. Again, I hope I can see you at these events, and I'm happy to answer any questions if there's a little bit of time.
Any questions for Honorary Senator Christakis? Senator Klein? Here, I got it.
Alrighty. So as we get towards budget season with New York State and stuff like that, you may remember last year I bugged you a lot about fees and tuition. So can we get a guarantee from administration this year that you guys will be fighting for the full closure of the TAP gap as well as for no tuition increases and for that 3-year freeze to be permanent?
I can't guarantee it, but I do want you to know that we are all for trying to get as much out of the state as we can. In fact, there was a rally, was it Tuesday? Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Right, was it yesterday that I was on, actually at a conflict, but Todd Foreman was at, Sheila Sear was at, so we were shoulder to shoulder with some of you, with UUP. We are all about trying to get the state to give us as much state resources as possible, which by extension speaks to, I think, in part, Senator Klein's comment about tuition. If we could do that, which, you know, the Senate Higher Ed Committee Chair, Stavisky, earlier this week, I listened to an interview that she had, basically acknowledged austerity budgets for SUNY and CUNY. And she said it with some level of disdain. I'm not trying to read into the political tea leaves there. I've not been privy to the assembly hearings, which I guess were happening based on what Senator Klein mentioned before. But yeah, in that regard, and I think you got a sense. Well, I think Todd gave you a sense as to the fees, our commitment to keeping fees, with the exception of the technology fee. Everything else was zeroed out this year.
I'm just following from. So to get to the scandalous question, of course, UUP's Member Action Coalition just called for the Chancellor to step down. Does the university have any official word on the allegations against the Chancellor?
We do not. That was a really solid attempt, though. I respect that.
Okay, other questions, Senator Cooper?
Hi.
Hello,
Senator
Cooper.
Thank you. My question is, I mentioned to you about Reslay, before with, the policy that, resident assistants have to call university police, for mental health crises. Have you gotten any follow-up on that?
Right, so when we spoke, whenever we spoke this week, I contacted Carol Kern and Leander Harris about it. I have not followed up since that. So yesterday or Monday we talked. I will follow up again. I'd asked them to connect with UPD explicitly about it, so I can get clarification on what the current protocol is and what our protocol will be going forward. But I will circle back on that post-haste.
Thank you. Other questions for Dr. Christakis?
Let me just real quick. So there's a variant out there, Omicron, the Omicron variant for COVID. And so we just sort of just quickly address before you head out. We don't know a lot about Omicron. There's what I would characterize as some level of sensationalization. I'm not trying to editorialize this on the part of the media and others. This variant really is rather new. There's not a lot known about it. There has been, in fact, on Monday, there was some concern expressed regarding what our plans are institutionally for the spring semester. And as of today, the plan for the spring semester is to go forward as we normally would. In part because I think we are very well positioned as it relates to our vaccination rate on campus, our masking requirement, which is still in place incidentally. There's still a mask requirement in place for indoor buildings, short of eating or speaking 6 feet apart from somebody. So please keep that in mind. I do not, again, this is my comment today, so don't quote me on it, but I do not anticipate anything deviating from a regular-ish spring semester, regular-ish, in that we still have a vaccination requirement, and we will still likely have a masking requirement. The surveillance testing, is obviously largely for those who are not vaccinated due to exemptions. I drop a sample every week though, just because it's a free test, and I don't see any harm in doing that. And I encourage you to do the same. There have been some of your peers that have actually gotten some decent prizes from doing the saliva samples. That may be the one thing that changes in the spring, is the return of more extensive surveillance testing. But I do just want to underscore, and in fact, just this morning, I read an article inside Higher Education that suggests a little bit of gloom and doom. And, the reality is, New York State is not the state of Alabama, to be honest with you, or the state of Mississippi, or the state of Louisiana. It's just not. And this article was alluding to vaccination rates in the teens. It's not the University of Albany, thanks to you all. And it's not the state of New York, quite honestly. I think that we just need to be conscientious about the context that we're talking about the Omicron variant through. We all need to continue to be safe. We need to continue to be vigilant. COVID is still very real, but the vaccine is a huge tool in our arsenal. The last thing I would tell you, as it relates to this, and for those of you that were were vaccinated last year on campus during our clinics, you are more than eligible for the booster. And if you're eligible for the booster, get the booster. There's no harm in getting the booster. There's boosters aplenty across Gates Mall down the street. It just gives you added protection. It's completely protecting yourself and those around you. So I encourage you to do it. Certainly while you're in break, there may be an opportunity to do that. Any questions on that? I just wanted to be sure I sort of acknowledged it.
I don't think I need it.
Great.
Since you mentioned the booster, that is being a thought. Like, is that something the university may try to require next semester?
That's a great question. As of right now, we are obviously not. Any kind of requirement would likely need to run through the State Department of Health and SUNY. But again, the CDC on Monday was strongly recommending the booster for anybody who's eligible. So at this stage of the game, my take on the pandemic, and I'm a public administrationist by training, right? So I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not a public health expert. The key here is at some point it's probably transitioning to what they would characterize as an endemic, right? It's one of these things that is just around. And so how do we learn to live with it? In my particular case, with just the regular flu, I get flu shots every year. My wife gets flu shots, my 3 kids get flu shots every year. That's how I deal with it. I'm not saying you need to deal with it that way. But at some point, there's just personal decisions that we need to make, including in this case, maybe the booster. If you feel comfortable getting the booster, and you want to get the booster to protect yourself, get the booster. I just don't know to what extent organizations or institutions are going to be requiring it at this stage of the game, to be fair. That's a fair question, though.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Have a great holiday. Hope to see you again very, very soon.
Before you go, Dr. Kostakis, we just wanted to say thank you so much. You've been to quite a few of these, and so we really do appreciate you taking the time. Even when you haven't been here, we see your name on the live, so we really appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Kostakis. Ryan.
Hello, how are we all doing? So, there's 2 things. One, they recently just added a bringing in the bystander training, which is on Reading Day, December 7th, Tuesday. I'm assuming many of you have went. If you know any student leaders that haven't gone, please encourage them to go. So that's that. And my last thing is, so this is my first semester involved in student association. I went here for an undergrad. I've had many friends in student association, but I never knew really what it was like all about. And for somebody in my first semester, I think I did a pretty good job. These Wednesday nights, I really needed something to do Wednesday night, and you all provided me with that. I've really met a lot of great people here. You guys have done a lot of great work, and I want to thank you for welcoming me into your student association family. And I look forward to seeing you all next semester every Wednesday night.
Thank you, Ryan. That takes us out of university reports into committee reports. Senator Thomas, we'll start with you. Here you go.
Good evening, everybody. I apologize if there was any miscommunication. So when you guys bring up bylaw changes to the Rules and Administration Committee, I don't think I made this very clear. Since this is your idea, the committee is expecting for you to change it because think of it like this. This is a project, the committee's like the main stakeholders of the Senate body before it goes to the rest of the Senate body as well. We have to make sure this looks this looks appropriate to even be on the agenda in the first place before we allow it to pass through the committee. So with that being said, we actually make these changes. We expect y'all to make these changes, not per se me or anybody else in the committee. So with that being said, for spring semester, when you bring your bylaw changes to the committee, just make sure you have your laptop and any change that we add, or just meet us halfway on the changes and just make the changes on the floor and just resend it to me after it's amended. That's it.
Thank you, Chairwoman Yeager.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Happy Hanukkah. And of course, happy finals. I hope everyone's taking the time for themselves. And everyone's doing well and finishes out the semester strong. In regards to oversight reform, I haven't had any breach conduct. There's not much to do. And, if you need anything, let me know. But yeah, have a good break, guys.
Sorry, any questions for Chairwoman Yeager? Seeing none.
Good evening, everyone. Not much new to report. I can't say the same as Senator Yeager. We continue to receive lots of ethical complaints. We're opening them and conducting our investigations. So other than that, that is all I have.
Thank you, Chair. Carefully. Okay, Senator Cooper.
Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. As you can see, appropriations is hard at work with several bills. And I have 4 applicants for committee clerk. So that is great. We will be interviewing those and hopefully we will have a committee clerk by next semester. That's it.
Thank you. Senator Velez-Balon is not here. Senator Galvin, do you have a report?
Yeah.
Okay, can you just pass it back to him, please?
Hi, everybody. So Senator Velez-Balon wishes she could be here, but she's currently in Tech Week working on a theatrical production, so she cannot be here today. Chairwoman Sadler, along with her Vice Chair, Senator Bikes, held interviews for the PR position. Chairwoman Sadler herself had decided on a candidate. Now they need to schedule a meeting with the candidate. Senator Chang and Acting Chairwoman Tulsiani, so they can meet the candidate before the appointment gets brought onto the floor. Chairwoman Velez-Balon hopes that you all have brought an item or two to donate to the Be Warm Stay Cool drive. The committee is working on a collaboration with the CEO, Executive Branch Department of the university departments and sectors. If you did not bring any items, you can always bring it to the table in the CC from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day this week. If you're interested in volunteering, please reach out to Senator Velez-Balon or to Director Kamara. The CEO committee had its last meeting on Tuesday, where we discussed next steps for the drive, as well as introduced ideas for next semester, and keeping a tracking system for senators when they attend essay events and things like that. Again, if you need to contact Chairwoman Velez-Balon, please email her personal university@all email, and she hopes you all are taking care of yourselves and doing what you can to get through this last week of the semester and finals.
Thank you, Senator Galvin.
No problem.
Ranking member Galvin, my apologies.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Just to echo off of Senator
Galvin?
Yes, Senator Galvin, so committee report on behalf of Senator Glass. We were able to conduct our public relations interviews last Friday, myself and Senator Vikes. I thank him for that. We were able to find a candidate. I'm really excited for Chairman Chin and Vice Chair Tulsiani to meet our candidate. I'm also really proud of all of the living area senators for conducting their town hall meetings. I'm really proud about the turnout and how it all went. I was able to attend a few of them, and I'm just really appreciative for all your hard work and your efforts to ensure that you are keeping our students engaged and ensuring that you're getting to know a lot of your residents on campus. So I'm really happy about that. Lastly, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your semester. You're able to finish off strong as we go into the last few weeks. That's all for me.
Thank you, Chairwoman Sadler. That leaves me. So the exec committee did meet this Sunday. Once again, I want to remind everyone, and this is not literally anyone in specific, this is quite literally everyone who has anything on the agenda for the most part tonight. Please, please send your legislation by Monday at 5. Everybody across the board. That goes for committees, that goes for senators, that goes for everybody. If you don't send that legislation by Monday at 5, it makes it really, really hard for us, number one, to get the agenda out on time and done correctly. I didn't this week get anything until Tuesday at 5 p.m. And as you guys know, the agenda is supposed to go out on Tuesday evening. So please make that a habit. It's very important. And under our bylaws, that's what it's supposed to be. So across the board, please make sure you do that. Aside from that, as far as the exec committee goes, we are scheduling one-on-one meetings with our committee chairs and ranking members. Nick and I, thanks to the best woman in the world, Armani, who's been helping us out with that. So look out if you're a committee chair or a ranking member for an email to schedule a meeting to meet with Chairman Chin and I, or Senator Chin right now, I'm Chairwoman. All right, well, to meet with Nick and I about how things went in your committee this semester, what went well, what didn't, what needs to change for next semester, what we can improve on, that type of thing. So start collecting your thoughts on that a little. We're gonna give you guys a little bit of time, make sure you get your finals and everything out of the way before we, bombard you with some more meetings, but that'll be coming up soon. That's all for me on the exec committee. With that, we are out of committee reports. Executive reports, President Kudiabi. You need a mic. Who did I just give it to? You. I just gave it to you.
You the third mic, I'm not even gonna lie.
We don't have one. We literally don't have one.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, we came back from break, so not so much of a different update. We do have an array of programming and events throughout this week, as well as our giant CEO drive. I'm gonna let the directors kind of delve more into the details of that. Overall, I am having a conversation just surrounding library hours, so that's still a fluctuating conversation. Currently, they're still set for normal closing hours, and there's a good amount of students expecting them to kind of be what they were. And there's ambiguity in that sphere, so hopefully we can get some movement or just general communication out to students about that, and hopefully the hours can be adjusted to be more accessible during finals week. I end up with thank you to everyone that came to the town hall, that contributed to the conversations. Thank you to SA Leadership Branch Heads for answering questions and taking that and sharing them with the administration. And I wish everybody a good luck in this final week of classes. Sorry?
Any questions for President Kudiabi?
The fact that you saw that is crazy.
Seeing none, Vice President Williams.
Good evening, you all. Happy holidays, and I hope you all had a restful, rejuvenating break. And we are about to enter another break, so enjoy that time off. Take all the time needed to just come back strong for the spring semester. With that being said, again, I would like to thank everyone for coming out to the town hall and addressing concerns. Hopefully, we will be having another one. And also, just enjoying the holiday festivities. There are a plethora of programs going on. So I hope you all will be able to check that out with your free time that you do have. Also, just an update, I would like to let all of you know that I am on the service committee for UAS. So I know some senators and students have come and talked to me about problems on campus regarding like food, insecurities, things of that nature. If you have any issues that you would like to address, you can talk to me and I can bring it up. So, also, if you are scheduling any meetings with me, I would prefer that everyone who is CC'd on an email, that they are the ones in attendance at the meeting and not having extras pop in to my office. Just leaving that as a tidbit, but yes. Also, if you are having a meeting with me, please stop by the front desk with Shannon and Dulce and please let them know that you're there, just as a courtesy. Thank you.
President Gudiabi, you have one more thing to say?
Sorry, yeah, something the Vice President Williamson just reminded me. So really quickly, and we're gonna talk more about this, or I'm probably gonna relay messaging more about this, but as you guys know, the Student Association office is open. Pretty busy for the most part, but we're just doing day-to-day activities. Just in general, this is not a procedural thing, but it's a common courtesy thing. There's been a trend this semester, we have staff that work at the front desk. Shannon's the office manager, Dulce is our assistant office manager, and we employ students as administrative assistants. There's a good amount of people in the Student Association that work in, they do not acknowledge the people that are working for the organization, there's not a greeting, there's no decorum. They're there to filter and just kind of allow people to kind of function in a very, procedural manner when it comes to meetings and scheduling and making sure that people are actually in the room or that they're not in another meeting and just general things of that nature. Sometimes people come through the back door. That is not the front door. If that is your first time coming to the office, please use the front. That's how we keep track of who's coming in and out, things of that nature. It's not to be picky, but it is something that people don't necessarily appreciate. That is the ruling that we have in the office. So if you do enter the office space, please make sure you stop in and checking in first. Additionally, if you are coming in, please make sure that you're coming in and you're properly saying who you're meeting with. There is also a trend of people making up things on the fly that is not corroborated by people that they're mentioning. So yeah, just please remember to be respectful of people's times and boundaries and just overall, like this is a student government, but at the end of the day, the Student Association office can function as a workplace for you as well. That's all.
Thank you. Any questions for Vice President Williams and President Gudiabi before we go to the executive director? Okay, Chief of Staff? Oh, you have my. That's a pen from my office. Right there, next to you.
Hey, everybody, happy holidays. So today, this week, on Monday, we had a very successful town hall. Thank you to all the senators who came on and the directors as well. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, executive assistant?
Hello, everyone. You all have a lovely break. So I would just like to say that I'm doing just end of the week year kind of stuff, wrapping things up. That's pretty much it. You all have a nice final. Don't trust yourself.
Thank you. Director of Intercultural Affairs?
Hi, everybody. I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah, a happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, happy Bodhi Day, happy Feast of Our Lady Guadalupe, and any other major religious holiday. I'm sorry, I can't say all of them. I'm still looking for interns. I know the application closed, but if you know any good candidates, please just email me at saica@albany.edu. The help would be nice. And last but not least, I'm having a winter cafe at the CC stage across from Baba's. If you are an instrumentalist, a poet, a singer, a rapper, anybody who likes to perform, please sign. I'm sorry. Please sign up. I will put the link in the chat. Please sign up. Please tell your friends to sign up. Tell their friends to sign up. And come tomorrow, there'll be hot chocolate and pastries.
Thank you. Any questions to the director? Senator Diaz-Martinez, do you have a question?
What kind of pastry?
what kind are there? Croissants, you know, the little,
We can
yeah.
imagine it. We can
Come
imagine it.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you can go. Next. Director of IT? Are you? I'm gonna go off the dome here. Sorry, Director of Gender and Sexuality Concerns.
Thank you. Okay, hi everybody, happy Hanukkah. My department is going to be having a chosen family dinner on December 6th at 6:30 PM in the multi-purpose room. Holidays can be really difficult, especially when you don't, feel at home. So this is just kind of like a nice end of the year, end of the semester thing, where students can be surrounded by people who care about them and stuff like that and have a nice warm dinner. Also come out to IFOMA's, Winter Cafe. I'm going to be doing 2 performances there with my trumpet. So, thank you. Yeah, sign up.
Any questions for the director? Seeing none, so I don't have the list, so I'm gonna go in the order that I see.
Okay.
Director of IT.
Hello, everyone. No, it's not, it doesn't have my notes on here. Yeah, it's Pokemon Heart Gold, if you're asking.
Very.
Listen, so for my report, I don't know if you guys want to sign up, but the committee is still live, Tech Solutions, yeah, it's on my involvement. We have one person that have signed up, Dragon Man over here. And, other than that, e-cards are, the link is, live, it's in the bio of ualbany.sa on Instagram. So, please fill it out, we'll send a very nice holiday card with your message to said person. Could be a family, I don't know. But yeah, send a card to someone, could be your teacher. Anyone. That's all.
Thank you, Courtney. Any questions for the director, Senator Goldsmith?
No, I can do it.
Great.
Yeah, he's loud.
Are you gonna be putting the voting records when you get them onto the website?
I will be when I get them.
Will you yield for a follow-up?
Sure.
Will you also be putting up minutes for committee meetings on the website when you get them?
When I get them.
Thank
You can, if you guys think, if you've been sending like committee meeting minutes to, seeing@albany.edu, that's not my email, I'm seeing number 4. But it would be better to just send it to the information technology at sa.information.technology@albany.edu.
Yes, Senator Goldsmith. Oh, Senator Sanders, do you have a question? Yeah, go ahead. Good.
Do you want just the committee chairs to like email you their minutes once they've been voted on, or?
Yeah, that would be fine.
For a doc, or like, what would you prefer?
It'll be fine to just, email them to me.
So like in what format? Like,
You
want it
can
on a
just,
Word doc, or like a PDF, or like?
PDF would be best.
Okay.
I can always transfer it, we'll convert it myself. But yeah, if you get it in PDF, that would be ideal.
Any other questions for the director? Okay, seeing none, Director of Health and Sustainability.
Hi everyone, happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. I hope everyone had a nice break. As I said, the last couple of Senate meetings, the applications for my Health, Wellness, and Sustainability Committee are on my involvement. Those will be closing December 10th at midnight. So not this Friday, but the Friday after. This week was very busy. I have about 9 programs in tabling. So we wrapped up. Thank you. Thank you. So Monday and Tuesday, we had Sexual Health Jeopardy, which was very popular. We were tabling. We had My Brother's Keeper, which was a conversation about men's mental health. We had Sexual Health Bingo, and then we also have the Mental Health Week. Monday, we had a Zoom meeting led by my parents on how to deal with holiday blues. We had tabling today. Tomorrow, we have Study and Sip, which is in humanities, 8:30 to 10:30.
Bring your friends to study, do some work, prepare for finals. There will be tea, hot cocoa, things like that. That's about it for me.
Thank you. Any questions for the director? Okay, seeing none. Who's sitting next? Director of Academic Affairs.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. So my department is finishing the semester strong. We just had a wonderful event with Project Shape on sex education. And I want to invite all of you to our last event of the semester, School of Scream, if you guys remember that. It's going to be on Tuesday, December 7th at 5 p.m. in the CC Ballroom. At 5:05 sharp, we will all scream together. If you show it up late, you will miss the scream, so don't be late. I'm following up with Dr. Malatesta on the social justice project, along with a few other advocacy initiatives, and I've started mapping out my department's calendar for the spring semester and kind of what we want to do then. I'm also still accepting applicants to the Academic Concerns Committee, so if anyone is interested in that, please go to my involvement and fill it out, or shoot me an email. And Dr. Kostakis kind of took care of this, but just to reiterate the important upcoming academic dates. So Monday, December 6th is the last day of classes. For freshmen who don't necessarily understand how finals week works yet. So Tuesday, December 7th is reading day, which means that there's no classes and there's no finals. And then finals run from December 8th through the 14th, and grades should be posted by December 17th. If you have a final, you can stay on campus until then. If you have a virtual final, you are allowed to leave as long as where you're going has good Wi-Fi. You definitely want to be in a situation where you have good internet in order to take your tests. And then to end on a positive note, like I like to do, so when we have hard days, try to remember your why. The people who support us, the people who inspire us, and our purpose. So for me, it's that when you have the opportunity to better someone's quality of life, you should take it. And that the fact that we can do that every single day is pretty darn inspiring. So thank you and happy holidays.
Thank you. Any questions for Senator Diaz-Martinez?
Could you repeat that?
The time of the screen.
Yes, so 5 p.m., I'm asking people to go to the ballroom for 5 p.m. and at 5:05 is when we're going to do the screen, just in case people are trickling in. We also have little care packages with some goodies for the first 50 people who show up.
Thank you. Any other questions for the director? Seeing none, Director of Community Engagement and Outreach.
Hi, everyone. It's been a great week and CEO. First things first, we have 2 interns hired, interviewing a third, but if you still know anybody who might be interested, have them email me, just in case that interview doesn't go as planned. Additionally, please show up to the drive that we've been running. We are at about 100 donations, hoping to get to 300 at the end of the week. All of these donations are going to YWCA, which is a domestic violence shelter, and any leftovers will be going to other shelters across the capital region. So it's a great opportunity. Please show up. We're accepting cans, clothes, all of it. Lastly, I'm trying to schedule out plans for the next semester. So if you have any ideas that you want to work with, or anything that you would just like to share with me, please let me know. Send me an email. I'm free. I'm open. So that way we can plan for the future. But thank you, and happy Hanukkah to those who also celebrate, and Merry Christmas and every other holiday for the rest of the break.
Okay. Any questions for the director? Seeing none, Director of Disability Services.
Hi, everybody. Like everyone else said, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, all of the holidays that go on. I think there's 14 major ones between Thanksgiving and the beginning of January. So happy holidays to everybody. I hope they're all good and I hope they're all fun. And before I delve into my update, they're not here, but I do want to shout out my amazing team this semester, Lexi, Laurie, and Argiro. They're 3 of the most hardworking people I have had the pleasure of getting to know. They're phenomenal. They're brilliant. They have a drive unlike anything I've ever seen, and I really want to shout them out. And you guys already did it, but I did have in here, if you wanted to help me give them a round of applause for all their hard work this semester and the hard work of everybody here. Thank you. And now on to the update. Again, I'm gonna shout out our Ghetto because they are working really hard right now on addressing accessibility issues in the gender inclusive housing that we have on campus. And they did this without any prompting. I just want to make that very clear. I hadn't even really thought about it, which is on me. And they went ahead and decided to go have some meetings, go have some discussions, and kind of make a game plan on their own, which I find to be so admirable. And I just wanted to shout that out. And tomorrow is our last event at 7 p.m. right here in the boardroom. There's going to be pizza, including gluten-free pizza, and we're going to have our cultural conversation event. And this is going to be talking about disability in different cultures. We'll also be discussing the failures of the disability movement in proper intersectional activism. Ableism is rampant all over the world, on our campus, in our hometowns, and in our own consciousness. And it's important that we talk about that. And it's really important to take our own cultures and our own influences into that context. So, and really into the context of how we think about disability as a whole, this is so key. And so we're going to be having that conversation because if we can't hold ourselves accountable, we cannot create change. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to do that and how to really address it from a culturally sensitive place. It's a really tough topic, I know. Someone in a group me said that didn't really sound that fun, but oh well, there's going to be pizza. So there's some fun in there. There's pizza, lemonade, gluten-free pizza, you know. So if you want to snack and have a chat, feel free to come tomorrow. And thank you all so much and have a great rest of the year. A great break, good finals. Let's manifest us all of us passing. We can have a comeback season. Love you all. Have a good one. Thank you. Any questions for the director? Seeing none, is there the AD for marketing here? Oh, you got a report. Okay.
Beth says, good evening, everyone. Hopes everybody had a wonderful break. His department has been rolling out the last of program-related flyers and intern applications are now closed for his department. He is currently going through the applications submitted and will be in contact with applicants before the end of the week. The director of civic action says he's sorry he couldn't be here, but he hopes everybody had a great break and will have an even better, end of the semester. The director of SGA says, she says, sorry I couldn't stay for tonight's full meeting, wishing everyone luck on their finals. Her department is proud of the semester they've had. She just wanted to give a rundown of all the orgs that have been temporarily recognized: Albany Student Press, Albany Entrepreneurs United, Doctors Without Borders, Skydiving Club, Closure Dance Team, UAlbany Firefighters and EMS Education. Tomorrow, the UAlbany Consulting Group and Sexual Violence Prevention ambassadors will receive permanent recognition and be notified. She would like to say thank you to Senator Strand and Ortiz for attending their meetings and giving her feedback. There are still a number of groups whose constitutions are under review, and we hope to get temporarily recognized at the end of the semester.
Thank you. Okay, any questions for any of those? Seeing none? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't have my list with me. It was AD for programming.
Hi, yes. Caroline says happy holidays and sorry she can't be here. She just wanted to remind you guys, this Monday we're going to be having one of the events. It's a stress relief program. We're going to be serving hot cocoa, hot ganga. We're going to give out face masks, Korean face masks, and the plastic face masks. It's just a little event for us to kind of like relieve stress before finals, just relax, chill. And also we have a long list for next semester, so we can come back and have a very eventful semester. Happy holidays and thank you.
Thank you. I'm so sorry about that. I think that's everybody. That moves us out of the executive director reports and into the judicial report. On behalf of Justice Boughton, Deputy Justice John Jacques. Okay, hi guys. No. We'll click the switch. Did I have the other one? No, turn it on.
Sorry. Oops. Hi guys, happy Hanukkah. Barbara can be here tonight. So our report, we're getting more constitutions approved as we receive them. Today we approved Culture Dance Crew.
Quick reminder, a stenographer application just went live today around 4 p.m. Tell your friends to email their resumes and cover letters to sachiefjustice@albany.edu. And if you have any questions, you can send them to that email address or sadeputychief@albany.edu. Good luck in your finals. Happy Hanukkah. Take care of yourselves. Eat right, sleep right, do your best, meditate, namaste. Have a good night.
Any questions for Deputy Justice John Jock? Deputy Chief Justice. Okay, that takes us out of the judicial report. On behalf of Comptroller Donnellan, Keelan, do you have a report for her? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kavan, the Comptroller's assistant, and I'll be giving a report on Molly's behalf. All 3 assistants have been approved by Board of Finance and hired. We are updating our credit card terminals for SA and Typical to be in compliance with the most up-to-date PCI standards. Basically, updating credit card machine to prevent data security breaches. Moving into next semester, we will be requiring students' organization to post their event flyers on my involvement in order to purchase requests to be approved. As always, all flyers must have the SA logo. The Student Association has recently opened an account with Eventbrite for student organization to use for ticket sales. Moving forward, all student organizations must use SA's Eventbrite account to host their ticket sales. We have found that this is best for risk management and will streamline the process of depositing income. If you have income that has not been deposited, please do so as soon as possible. You may visit the Student Association office to obtain a deposit form. Ask front desk for help with filling out the form.
Thank you. There's no Board of Finance report for this evening. Anything for campus climate? Seeing nothing, we're moving into old business. We will take a 2-minute recess so I can pull up the bill. And then we'll go into old business. So we're in a 2-minute recess.
Madam Vice President, what's it
Want to use my laptop? What do you need to put out? Email stuff? Oh, it's all right. I'm sorry, excuse me, I have
Courtney, Courtney here?
Dylan, 2-minute vote. I can't do it.
Senator Klein, can I get your bill as well so I can throw it all in one email? Courtney, I need Courtney.
I'm gonna check on Could you email it to Vice Chair? That I believe, as far as I'm, as of right now, I would double check.
Or you can turn it back on, thank you.
I don't think I need it. Yeah, there's Wow. I'm showing it. I am playing.
All right, let's come back to order, please. Everyone, please take your seats, please. 10:19. It's 10:19. Let's have us out here by 11:30. Sit. All right. All right, we're back in session. We are moving into old business. I just sent all of you the remaining bills that were motioned onto the floor. So in your inbox right now, you have 80, you have 98, and 99.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're gonna get started with Senate Bill 212280. I'm gonna open it too, so that you guys can have it on the screen. Senator Mohammed, if you wanna come up. Oh. Okay. Yes.
I have not gotten that. Yeah. Did you send it through the list?
I did, and the listserv is hooked up to Nixon's personal email. So.
Doesn't that take a while in the list?
Yeah, it takes like.
Yeah, girl.
That's time we don't have. I'm gonna show you on screen.
Maybe give people a few minutes to read.
Oh, that's a good idea. No, I don't.
Love you though.
Could you send it to the group?
I probably can, yeah.
No, I heard it. I didn't think anyone heard it. Give credit.
Yeah.
Who said it first?
Don't worry about
Kian. Kian. This is Kian's fantastic idea, not Dylan's.
Yeah, and the sponsor.
I never said it was my idea. Okay, sorry.
Dylan, let it
You're all
go.
out of order. Stop.
I feel like he's right.
Damn.
Why did my head instantly
Words. Okay, no one look at my group name. Don't look at my group name.
Oh,
Don't look. Stop.
I'm not in that group chat.
Okay.
No.
Okay. This is awful.
Can you add me to the group chat?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay, you guys, you all have the power to add them to the group chat. Someone do it so I can send out the bills. Thank you.
Also, even if you start it out now, you can just hit
Okay, these are all the bills you have. Student group storage act is up first. Co-sponsored, that should say co-sponsored by Senator Ortiz. Senator Ortiz, floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. So since you haven't seen this, I'm gonna explain it to you. What Senator Mohammed did was he put together a resolution that essentially is asking for the Student Association to work with the Student Organization Resource Center in getting more lockers. And the problem is, in our bylaws, where student groups are allotted a space for storage. If you've ever been to the source office, there's actually lockers per student group. And so he's basically just asking for more because student groups that aren't recognized or like kind of go quiet for a couple of years and like come back, no longer have their storage space. So there's actually a provision in here saying that if they go inactive and then are re-recognized, they're not given that space. So the therefore be resolved is that if there's like a 5-year hold on it, because that's kind of the average of when groups come back, especially given the pandemic. So essentially, the people this is supposed to help is student groups who need spaces or their stuff. So, you know, club sports also get a space for things, as well as other student groups. I can tell you that an example I can think off the top of my head is the Chef Love is a great example, and I think it's kind of like he understood it from the perspective that they just got re-recognized after having been around, and then COVID happened, so they're no longer around, and they're no longer given space, and this has affected a lot of groups such as the golf club, and you know, now that Earth Hills, I'll give another example, they need somebody to throw their sheet music because they can't see it around, so this is why this is being brought. Yeah, cool beans.
Thank you, Senator Ortiz. Any questions? Senator Klein?
Pass this by unanimous consent.
There's been a motion to pass this bill by unanimous consent. There a second? Senator Sarwar? Any objections to that motion? Seeing none, this bill passes by unanimous consent.
Thanks, guys. I'll call CJ.
I'm liking this speed. Let's keep it up. Okay. That takes us out of old business and into the legislative agenda. Yeah, you just need somebody to motion for that. Okay, so we have 2 Board of Finance nominations up tonight. If anyone would like to make a motion to reorganize the agenda to put those first, Senator Strang, is that a motion?
I would like to move to reorganize it so they can go.
Okay, so the next up on the agenda will be the Board of Finance appointment for Sanchez, and the following will be the Emergency Board of Finance appointment, which was sent to you in the group meeting. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Klein, any objections? Seeing none, we're up to Senate Bill 2122-96. All right. Yes.
I'm honestly just curious.
Sure.
When Senator Thompson resigned from the Senate body, did he also consider that from board appointment?
So that's a good question. I actually need to follow up on that, but I'm waiting for Nick to get back tomorrow morning so that we can do it together. I didn't want to do anything drastic without Nick here. So I will be able to circle back with you on that, but as of right now, I don't have an answer for that.
And I have a second question.
Sure.
How can you appoint a person to go to the city?
Well, this is the presidential appointments. This doesn't have anything to do with,
Okay.
yeah.
It's not filling the seat?
No, this isn't filling Senator Thompson's seat. Both of these appointments are Abdullah's remaining 2 appointments. Sorry, President Kudiabi's remaining 2 appointments.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Is that logo is the old one?
Hmm?
That logo is.
They're all the old ones.
What happened to it?
Reimagine it.
That doesn't have to be.
I mean, I know, I'm not putting it in there.
That's how you
Wait, point of inquiry?
Yeah.
The reason that it was deemed emergency
No, it was not.
Yeah, it was.
That was,
Yeah.
That's why I
Point
was
of
confused.
information, can we just go to the minutes?
Wait, hold on. Point of
Okay,
inquiry
okay.
to President Diablo.
Point of
What-
order.
Wait, stop, everyone stop.
Actually, I have a point of order.
Yes, Senator Alfredo.
Point of order is that there was a point of information that was answered, and then the point of order was privilege. So, yeah.
Thank you. Senator Goldsmith, I think you were the first one with the point of information.
Can we just go?
You wanna go to the minutes? Sure.
Let's see if I even wrote it. I don't know what we're talking about either.
The point of inquiry was if this is filling Senator Thompson's Board of Finance seat. I said no, because this fills your remaining 2 presidential appointments. However, the point of contention now is whether or not the bylaw was suspended because it was deemed emergency legislation on account of it filling Senator Thompson's seat, or if the bylaw was just suspended.
All that it says,
I'm confused. The bylaw suspended nevertheless, right?
That's correct.
So it's
Okay,
suspended.
okay.
yeah, point of personal privilege.
Yes, Senator Ortega.
Yeah, but the bylaw was suspended without objection because of the context you were given. So I just want to clarify what context you were given, because I asked the point of inquiry, why was emergency legislation? Because I figured it was budget season, so I understood why, and I was told that if it was filling the last seat, so they could operate, but if there's still a
Right.
seat open.
No, so I can probably clarify that. I don't quite remember off the top of my head who answered your point of
Wait,
inquiry.
can I, in any case, as far as the board can be, that's the threshold we're trying to reach. For the simple fact that they're gonna be going through orientation and different trainings, likely through the break at the top of the semester. So even if there is that one vacancy, because of Senator Thompson, that hasn't overbreak to my knowledge. So I don't believe that there was even infrastructure for it to be completed in time, given that that's the chairman's appointment. So in any case, my last 2, those communicated to myself and Nick, DOA, that we had to get these on December 1st, which is prior to obviously the resignation. So the understanding was that there was maybe 7 members on it. If it's 6 is better than 4, I guess, or 5. But yeah, as many as possible, I would say, just so that they're not doing double training or people aren't lagging behind, especially when this study season coming up. It should be a hectic one, not a hectic one. But
Okay, so to my understanding, President Gudiabi, the emergency stands regardless of what it was originally suspended for, where the miscommunication there was. Senator Goldsmith?
I suspended the bylaw that so we put it on regardless if we're here or not. So it's on there, so that to me would be like the point of debate.
Okay. President Gudiabi, you wanted,
if we could go to normal, they're all here.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Senator. Where's Andrew? Where's the sponsor?
He's going. He's like standing.
No, Alex.
He's right there.
Okay, never mind.
If he's not available, can we just enforce the sponsors act?
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be.
Just tell me you yield your time.
Yes, I know.
Here you go.
Yeah, perfect.
I thank you so much. Ms. Coleman Sanchez. Okay. Oh, there's a reason.
Oh, it does, okay. So yeah, this is one of my picks to complete my last picks for the Board of Finance. Tyler expressed interest in the Board of Finance, as you guys know. We had applications open. She was one of the only individuals to reach out and express interest. We spoke about the role. Tyler is a business major. She's interested in finance and getting more involved in that sphere. She's looking to develop herself in this role and just generally get involved in the student association. So I appreciate that. I love when new people join the organization and just kind of find their first inning. Hopefully, at least a strong and long-lasting membership. But I'm gonna pass it over and just let her tell you guys more about herself and why she's interested in the position.
Hi, my name is Tyla. So firstly, I just want to say that this is my first encounter with SA, period. And I just want to say that I appreciate the work that you guys do. Also, honestly, Board of Finance, I'm interested in it because this is a really big school and I feel like it's a way to interact with other students and also get more information about finance, which is what I'm planning on concentrating on. So, yeah.
Thank you. Any questions, Senator Klein?
Can you define viewpoint neutrality? This is not you. Can you define viewpoint neutrality as pertains to serving on the board of finance?
No. Any other questions?
Follow up.
Yes, Senator Klein.
Right.
Yes.
So with that answer, are you saying that you don't know of the concept of viewpoint neutrality or that you?
There's been a point of order.
Can that just be rephrased?
What? Okay. Do you have a point of order, Senator Ortiz? Is that what you're?
No, he has a question that he's gonna finish, and then I have a question.
Okay, Senator Klein.
So are you saying with your answer that you are aware of viewpoint neutrality as it pertains to serving on the board of finance, or you don't know that that's a policy?
There's been a point of order. Senator Thomas, could you please take like one step to the right? What? No, that was one. I'm not spending time arguing how many questions it was. Go ahead.
So with that answer, are you saying that you aren't aware of viewpoint neutrality as it pertains to serving on the board of finance, or you aren't familiar with the concept?
Both. Okay, Senator Ortiz, do you have a question?
Yes. This is one for the question.
Yes.
Are you willing to learn what viewpoint neutrality is?
Yes, I thought the whole point of being on Board of Finance is to learn, is to be introduced to new things. It feels kind of like.
Does it sponsor your follow-up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
What experience do you have, if any, in like fiscal policy?
None.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Thank you. Other questions? Senator Yates? Where is this second mic?
It's all right.
You got it.
Will you be unbiased in your handling of things on this administration?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's what viewpoint neutrality means.
Okay, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Okay. Other questions? Senator Yeager? Does the sponsor?
Does the sponsor yield for question?
Yeah.
So, I know you said you wanted to get experience in finance since you're a business major, but like, what are you looking forward most to serve on the board?
Well, firstly, being that I'm not in student association, and there are a lot of students like me, we have no idea like where the money is going. Even though you guys hold meetings, like we don't really know much, and I want to be aware of where the money that I contribute as well as the money that the government is giving to the school. I would like to know like how students work.
Any other questions? Senator Goldsmith?
How have you come across this position? Oh, this sponsor you for a question. How did you come across this position?
I've seen it posted on and other things as well. I'm a finance major, so my teachers mentioned things like this.
Thank you. Senator Strand?
Sorry, I just want to clarify, what year are you?
I'm a junior.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Ortiz?
I'd like to move to go into debate.
There's been a motion to go into debate. Senator Klein got a second. Any objection? We now in debate. Debate points. Senator Ortiz, start us off.
So, I think that the nominee came in and, expressed that they had no previous history of it, but at the same time, I don't think that it's something that should be held against them. The point is to open up this body to people, and you told me you're willing to learn. You got my support. You said you're a finance major, and I would believe that if you're a finance major, you probably have some interest, so you have some interest in learning. Not to speak on your behalf, but we're getting some head nods, so I'm gonna go with it. And I think that's what's important. It's someone who's never been in SA before, and I think that's gonna, kind of help with our big question of viewpoint neutrality. How much more neutral can you be if you don't know what you're getting into at first and you're gonna learn? And I think it's important to know that you learn the job, and it was mentioned earlier by President Guyabi that they're gonna receive a training over the break. When you get elected into the Senate, you're a new senator, you don't know what's going on, so I think that's a respectable option, in my opinion. I think that's something to consider. I can understand hesitancy, because I'm not gonna lie, I got a little scared at first. At least you're a finance major, so I'll work with it.
Thank you, Senator Rossi. Senator Klein? Okay, will you give? Oh, yeah, Tyler, you can sit down, by the way. You don't have to keep standing.
Thank you. So, as the previous senator described, I am one of those individuals with the hesitancy. While I believe it is great to be introducing new faces to SA, and I completely applaud the president in trying to do so, I am a bit worried about having someone be nominated to the Board of Finance that doesn't know the definition of viewpoint neutrality. And I say that because we asked this entire year and last year in my term, every single Board of Finance nominee what viewpoint neutrality was. And when we got an answer that didn't know viewpoint neutrality, that person was voted down by the Senate. Now, I'm not saying that that's what we should be doing here. What I'm saying is we need to take in serious consideration to the nominee's answer of not knowing what viewpoint neutrality is. I yield back.
Senator Thomas, you had your hand up first. Are you yielding?
Thank you. Just a few things. So I agree with the points that Senator Ortiz brought up. What I will say to the conversation around viewpoint neutrality, and I'm going to be very direct about it, it's not really a thing. To be quite frank, you framed the question, you asked if she be unbiased, she said no. Absolutely. I mean, would she be unbiased? She said absolutely. It's a sentence. You can find viewpoint neutrality in the bylaws, and someone can read it and memorize it on the fly and get maybe an answer. To be quite frank, even citing the history of asking every single candidate, do they know viewpoint neutrality? Cool, I don't think it's a bad question in and of itself, but I do think that this is undue importance or weight being placed or framed around it, based on kind of what I heard in past debate. But it's literally a definition to, again, the point brought up, these people that are joining SA, in most capacities are going to go through training. I can't think of a position or anyone who's coming in that's not getting some type of mentorship or guidance and acclimation into their role. To that same point, I want to applaud Tyler because she came up here and she spoke very frankly. She's looking to make her first, I guess, entry into the finance world or just into something that's going to help her build the foundation for her career or what she would possibly want to do. And I think that's something to applaud because that is what the students do. A lot of us in the organization are, let's say, public policy majors, right? And we dominate because it's in the realm of policy. And with that, we find our footing. We get familiar with bylaws, we get familiar with Robert's Rules of Order, and that helps us when we go into internships and our career field. Other students should be afforded that same, I guess, opportunity in general. And I guess I would end up by saying, as Tyler mentioned, she came across this via the website as well as being told it by her professors. And to be quite frank, people didn't apply. So let's keep the post out there. People didn't apply. We're talking about getting people into SA and being viewpoint neutral. But the fact of the matter is, this was out. I asked people to come out. We said, let's get the word out. Let's get people interested. And she answered the call. She expressed her interest, and I think that's applaudable. I have no doubt in my mind that Tyler will be able to serve on the board. I have no doubt in my mind that the average student will be able to serve on the board. Because why can't the average student be on the board deciding and engaging in a conversation that's about creating a budget? That's about dispersing student activity fee when you're creating the external budget. You can get these skills and you can get assistance from, again, the other members of the board, very well, myself, approach it, the different resources that we have in this organization. I think that if we approach things with the intention of how can we build people up and how can we support each other and reinforce each other's strengths and weaknesses, we would make a lot more headway. And I would implore everyone to kind of think of things in that light rather than, I guess, trying to frame it as someone's lacking something rather than how can we help build each other, how can we add on to each other. and just keep fueling each other's fire. That's all.
Senator Agee. Okay, there's been a motion to call this bill to question. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Ross McGar, is that a second? Okay, any objections to that motion? Okay, vote will be open for 40 seconds. Does anyone need me to clarify the vote? Yeah? A is you want to pass this bill, meaning Ms. Coleman Sanchez is on the board. B is you don't want to do that. C is you want to abstain.
Can we just come off the last one?
Yeah. Vote's open till 40.
Yeah, what happened to Dave? But he did their job. Did they put 90 after the 90 after the sale?
Yes.
Alright, good.
That is gonna be the next one we do.
How is it?
All right. I am closing this vote. Congratulations. All right. The next Board of Finance appointment, Senate Bill 2122. This is going to be 99. Senator Thomas.
Good evening, everyone. This is the other Board of Finance appointment that the president has.
So this is 99? Yes, this is 99.
And I would like the nominee introduce herself. And I'll use the president here on the board.
Just really briefly, just want to give a little background on the nominee. So this is Kanisha Holder. Again, someone who expressed interest in serving the Board of Finance, similarly in the realm of business, finance, and things of that nature. And I'm gonna let Kanisha tell you more about herself, and if you have questions, she will answer them to the best of her ability.
Hi guys, my name is Kanisha. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. My major is business economics and my minor is criminal justice. I'm a member of Organized Chaos and African Student Association. I feel like I'm capable of serving this position because I'm a team player and I'm willing to learn new things. I'm very eager to take this opportunity to explore my skills to be in the student body while helping various student groups. I would also like to gain experience on finance and the business world as a whole. I'm hoping that this position will help me determine the path I want to take later on in life. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any questions? Senator Klein?
So, same question as before. Do you know the definition of viewpoint neutrality when, as it pertains to the Board of Finance?
Yeah, like not being biased on anything.
I will, none of my colleagues have questions, so I'll ask the question. So I'll move.
There's been a motion to call this nomination to question. Senator Goldsmith, that a second? Any objection? Seeing none, I'm opening the vote. You have till 30. All right, I'm closing the vote. Congratulations. Okay. So, Senate Bill 2122-83. This bill is sponsored by Senator Chin. Given that Senator Chin is not here, Acting Vice Chair Thomas will assume the responsibilities of an implied co-sponsor of the bill. So, Senator Thomas, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, so there's a few amendments I would like to make So the first amendment is for 2.12.1.2, to add the words group and organization. Oh, sorry. The first amendment is for
You mean 212 or?
yeah, 212, sorry. 212.1.2, to amend the words groups and organization. And then the next one is for 212.1.4.1. To amend the term organizations to amend that to organizations and for individuals. The next amendment is 212.1.4.1.2. Change that to the term sponsor of commemoration rather than the term of the bill. Then 212.1.4, capitalize Senate as capitalize the rest of the bylaws and Constitution. And lastly, 212.1.2. Actually, I'm gonna say that one. But this is the recognition bill that Chairman Chin had wanted to revise. The original process was that it has to be a resolution instead of just a regular certificate, and it would take a 2-week process, which is actually ridiculous, and that shouldn't have been the case. So what this bylaw does, it changes the timeline to let it be a week, and then it will go through the constituent relations committee, and it will vote on simple majority. And after they vote and they say it passed, it's gonna come to the Senate floor and we'll give us the certificates to the group.
Okay, thank you, Senator Thomas. Any questions, and keep in mind, Senator Thomas can attempt to answer the questions to the best of his ability, in a good faith effort, since he is not the actual co-sponsor, just the implied one, Senator Klein.
The sponsor, you open the question?
Yes.
So with 212.1.2, when it, 212.1.2.
This?
Yes. Why are we requiring for a certificate to hit these certain type of benchmarks for it to qualify as a certificate of celebration? So pursuant to what would be 212.1.2, it would change from resolution to written statement consisting of the organization's mission statement, role on campus, and 3 distinct reasons they deserve to be recognized. Why are we requiring benchmarks to be able to qualify something for a recognition?
What I will say to that is there are some words that not everybody does agree with in that sense. So everybody has some opinions regarding certain words depending on what order they come to the board for recognition. So that's why Chairman Chen had put that in there.
Yeah.
I also just wanted to say that question also went to the committee, and the reason that Chairman gave was because instead of the 3 things to show that something like one big thing can also be equated to 3 distinct reasons. We made that distinction in committee, which I feel like is important to bring up, because it wasn't concerned when it passed through. So it's more just like to make sure that we're not looking at some different spots, because we're recognizing for specific things.
Thank
If I
you.
may-
Thank you.
If I may, Madam Chair, ask a question through you to the senator about that, just to clarify that, when you say one big thing is not equal to 3 things, it is? Okay, just want to clarify that. Does the sponsor yield for a follow-up?
Yes.
So with this bill in particular, the 212.1.2, again, it talks about going through constituent relations. Why wouldn't this go through the executive committee?
It goes through constituent relations because it's a lot, it goes to, it goes through CR because of the fact that, it doesn't let our constituents not just senators overall, so sorry, I don't have the word right now, but yeah. Thank you.
Senator McGrath?
Does the sponsor yield for a question?
Yes.
Where are the rest of the amendments that were made in committee? These weren't all of them. There's other things we did, and I don't know.
Actually, can you do, I do not have the amendments, I think I may be missing one. Can you do the last one I think I'm missing? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. You did them really quick, so I don't know what you covered, but I know there's a few of them that we definitely did not cover.
The ones I did was 212.1.2, 212.1.4.11.1, I think, 212.1.4.1.2, and 212.1.4. Those are the ones I did.
There were several things and many, I don't want to do back and forth yet.
Yeah, Senator McGrath, you don't happen to remember what the amendments were? Were they grammatical in nature or were they content-based?
Grammatical, one of them was more content-based, but
Mostly grammatical? Okay. Tell you what, it's almost 11 o'clock. Let's stipulate that the minutes will reflect whatever changes the committee made grammatically, so we can push this along, and those will be the amended version. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
I don't know if we have an exact record of them.
I have them right here.
Like,
the problem is, it's just the way like the bylaws was typed up, so it kind of fell apart a little bit. So, but it made, yeah.
Yes, Senator Goldsmith.
I don't know if it's point of information, but is it possible to send, Senator McGrath, send her proposed grammatical edits to the chair or the clerk to get it done?
Senator McGrath, would you be open to sending it to the clerk so that she can update it in the minutes?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. Would you be open to sending those amendments that you're mentioning to the clerk if you have them? And then we will stipulate that the minutes will reflect, and the actual bill that is passed will reflect what was passed in committee following all the completed amendments. Chairman Thomas also doesn't have his ranking member present at the moment, so it might be really difficult for us to get this through.
Yeah, I can list up the amendments and then get sort of the approval from the chair and the other members of the committee double check it.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes.
Motion to go into voting question.
Motion to call this bill to question. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Strand, any objections? Yes, Senator Klein.
I rescind.
Yes, Senator Klein.
Let's move into debate.
There's been a motion to go into debate. Is there a second to that motion? Senator Middendorf, that's a second. All right, we're in debate. Senator Klein.
Thank you. So I rise in opposition to this bill mainly because I do not believe that we should be readjusting our certificate system. You know, I'm very hesitant to do so. Also, I do believe my concerns would be eased if Senator Chin was here. Of course, he's getting a well-deserved break. I just feel like that this bill is not satisfactory in terms of really making sure that certificates do go through the Senate in a proper manner. So I would like to see this bill either tabled until Senator Chin can answer questions on this bill, or pulled in its entirety and reworked. I yield back.
Senator Ortiz.
Okay, I'll make it quick and I'll make it snappy. So, as someone who was in the committee when this all went through, my only issue with it was that it had grammar errors, and there was a little bit of a contextual thing that we changed, but guess what? We just fixed that. Aside from that, all this bill does is it makes it faster for us to recognize groups. We just said it out loud at the beginning of this meeting that we have yet to recognize a group this week, and the reason is because our process is too long. The way it was reworded was because it allows for it to go through CR, which makes total sense because they deal with the constituents, they deal with the clubs. And on top of that, it allows for, the written statement allows for us to know exactly what we're certifying them for. I understand the concerns. Personally, I still don't know how I'm gonna vote because I agree with it, but I also would like if Nick presented it, because, or Chairman Chen presented it, because he did present it in a certain manner that I feel would ease some concerns. But I just feel like that was an important thing to mention. The point of this is to streamline our process so we can get more things done, not to make it more difficult.
Senator Strand, you had your hand up for a while. I can't see you. You'll be next.
I just want to say that for those who may have concern, certificate of recognition already went through CR. For those who might be curious, last year they went through CR. That's how the way it's been. So we're not changing anything super drastic here, and we're not changing it from the ground up. We're not rebuilding it. Certificates of recognition got presented last year to CR as well. Whether or not they passed, that's a whole different story, but they still were presented there. I see no significant problems with this bill. I understand that the chairman's not here, which is inconvenient, but honestly, I think this is going to be helpful to getting student groups recognized for what they're doing as hard work, as they deserve. Okay, never mind. I'll yield to whoever's next.
All right, Senator Yeager. That's $200. Nick and I don't have the money for that. Nick and I do not have the money for that. Next, Senator Yeager.
Okay, time. So this bill, when when Senator Trent was thinking about doing this, I really like the idea of it, streamlining it, making it easier for student groups to come in and get recognized. As well, in addition to having them get recognized for all their work. So having them come in and get recognized, in addition to having more people getting brought into this space, into the Senate chambers, into the Senate floor. So when getting them connected and acclimated with us is very important for the future as well. I know people are upset that Senator Chin isn't here, but it is the final meeting of the semester. We have yet to recognize the student group. Let's give them the recognition they have worked for and they really deserve. Our student groups do amazing things. They host amazing events, and it's about time they get recognized for all the hard work that they do.
Senator Thomas and then Senator Klein.
Okay, the purpose of this bill.
And while he's talking, please pass that down.
The
You don't have to get up, just pass it down.
The purpose of this bill is to streamline the process that has already been said. It shouldn't take 2 weeks for this to go through, which is really ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. And on top of it, we don't have that much student engagement in the Senate chambers anyway. So it would be nice to have more student groups in here, more students, even see their friends come get awarded recognitions for the awards that they're working tirelessly for, especially some of our performing arts awards, Nemesis, Arts-Nazi, Organized Chaos, Precision, like putting on these spectacular events and just keeping student engagement up there. Because lack of student engagement is so big. And now we're back in person, so it should make sense that we keep the process short in a lot of the meetings. We don't have student groups coming here, and we have students even watching us. They don't even want to be here. So by doing this, it will allow have more students to be here, to even just want to be here to watch us work and do.
Senator Klein.
Thank you. I'll keep this very brief. The last time we tried to recognize a student organization, the Constituent Relations Committee called it racist. No. It's true.
Point of order.
Yeah.
The minutes of the Constituent Relations Committee.
Yeah.
The word racist is not listed, just so we are on the same page. Thank you.
So,
You have something else to
may I
say?
reclaim my time?
If you're saying something different.
So, what I will say is last year we tried to recognize 5 Quad for what they did during the pandemic by putting their lives on the line. And there were multiple senators on that committee that refused to acknowledge them because of personal issues that they had. This is why.
Yeah, okay, all right. Senator Klein, please.
This is why I am concerned with sending stuff like this to a committee when I think it really should just be brought to the floor. When we try and honor our student groups, we've tried to honor our student groups multiple times by giving them the courtesy of moving the appropriations agenda up before, directly after public comment, by adding a way to have certificates of recognition, but we haven't.
Yes, Senator McKenna.
isn't the process right now that it's still goes through CR, so it wouldn't be changing that process?
The process really isn't, can I clarify that? So,
You know, I'm saying like it only goes through CR.
it already goes to CR, you're
Yes.
making it faster, because why are you making a resolution of, recognizing student group when we can get in the order?
Yeah, that's a debate point, stop.
Sorry.
So reclaiming my time, I think that we could do this much better by just sending it directly to the floor when a senator has an idea to recognize a student group. And we shouldn't be putting it through a committee. That's absurd and.
Yes, Senator Ortiz.
Doesn't have to go through executive committee anyways, because it's changed the bylaws.
Yeah, all legislation has to go through
Yeah.
committee. You can reclaim your time.
Thank you. So again, as I said, we should be just sending it straight to the floor to recognize the student groups. It would be the simplest way to do it, and it wouldn't hold up a committee and Senate in more paperwork that we really frankly don't have time to do.
Thank you. Any other debate points or moves? Senator Goldsmith.
For the sake of time
Yeah.
and efficiency, let's stop going back and forth on this and call this the question, please.
Music to my ears. Is that a second, Senator Yeager? Any objections? All right, vote is open. A, you want to pass this bill? B is you don't want to do that. C is you want to abstain. Vote's open for 30.
Sorry,
Please click in if you haven't. All right, I'm closing the vote. This bill passes. Okay, let's keep it pushing. All right, next on the agenda is Senate Bill 2122 84R. Okay, Senator Ross McGuire, all yours.
Hi, everyone. So this bill is essentially to make the dining halls just more accessible for people with dietary concerns. So it's doing things to make labeling more clear, to add more vegetarian and vegan options.
Guys, please give her some respect. Thanks.
And to just generally make things more friendly. We've done a lot to work with Sodexo and the UAS board to make sure that they are in agreement with everything that we're proposing here. Along with that, we are working on continuing to meet with them, doing things like touring the dining hall facilities and talking to chefs in the dining halls to ensure that some of our concerns are being met, along with the possibility of forming a committee to continue to address student concerns.
Senator Rossman, one second. Will you amend it on the floor to include the vote? The committee vote that it passed with was 401.
Okay, and I just want to amend the bill to include the executive committee vote.
401.
401. And we're gonna amend it so my name has two N's in it.
Oh my God. Sorry, you're good. That's my fault. Anybody else? No, you're good. We just we're good. You're done.
Okay.
All right. Divya, do you hold?
Any questions? Senator Klein.
I move to pass this by unanimous consent.
Music to my ears. Second, Senator Vikas. Any objection? Seeing none, congratulations. Moving on.
You got three of those.
Yeah, you have quite a few.
I know, I forgot.
Six. Six right up here. All right. Senate Bill 2122 85, Senator Ortiz, floor is yours.
So this also has amendments. My computer's charging, so I'd like to move that the amendments made in committee be reflected, and I'll send them all to the clerk.
Guys, that is so annoying. You guys gotta get it together.
I can only do so much for this.
Thank you.
I kept a note just in case. So basically what this does, and I also wanted to amend it to be co-sponsored by Senator McGrath. So yeah, basically what this does is it makes our bylaws no longer look like alphabet soup, and it gives it some grammatical structure, and it's for the 101 sections, the end.
Great. Senator Klein.
I move to
call previous question.
Okay, there's been a motion to call this bill to question. Second that motion, Senator Strand. Any objections? Cool. Votes open. 11:30 is looking real nice, guys. Come on. Votes open for 30.
I can get some food.
Did you have a question?
Hmm?
Did you have a question?
Oh, no, we're trying to vote.
Oh.
Girl, you trying to get out of here.
The committee vote on the other bill was 401, right? Yeah. And I have a nice little list for you, but I'll just make the edits to the bill and I'll send it. You're all amazing.
All right, I'm leaving the vote open for like another 5-6 seconds. All right, let's call that there. This bill passes. You don't have to. You don't have to.
No, I've seen.
Okay.
You don't have to.
I know.
All right, this bill passes. Let's keep it moving. Chairman Shane and I have a bet on whether or not I can get you out of here by 12, so we're gonna do that. Senator Ortiz?
Retweet to the last bill. I'm gonna move to make amendments,
Nice.
move to add Senator McGrath, and fix the alphabet soup.
Cool. Senator Goldsmith?
Vote, whatever it is.
Call the question? Cool. Senator Strand, second? Objections? Votes open. Oh my God, we might even get out of here by 15. No, we have one more resolution, but it's fine.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
I thought,
Okay. Couple more seconds. Click in if you haven't. All right. I'm closing the vote. This bill passes. One more. Go ahead, Senator Ortiz.
Edits, retweet, Senator McGrath, retweet, explanation, alphabet soup.
They say Twitter.
Cool. Senator Sarwar?
Don't use Twitter, fun fact.
Nice. Senator Klein, seconds. Objections? None?
No.
Open.
Yeah, I actually don't use Twitter. I don't know how to use it.
Bro,
I feel like I should want Twitter.
My brother's actually really big on it.
Twitter is jokes.
My brother
Twitter is so funny.
because he's a gamer, so like he's really big on like gamer Twitter.
Everything starts on Twitter, girl.
Everything does start on Twitter.
I know, I don't get it until they get like posts on Instagram. That's why I'm always late.
No, you have to stay on Twitter because them tweets is.
All right, couple more seconds.
Oh my god.
Man, y'all are ready. Y'all got jackets on and everything. All right, I'm supposed to vote. Happy 20th anniversary. This bill passes too.
Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Wait, what was the vote count?
1906.
A lot.
No, period.
I think.
All right. Right here. 21-22-97, Senator Crawford. Oh, if you could also motion your committee vote on same vote 401.
401, okay. I'm amending this bill to reflect the committee vote of 401 and for Tim to be opposed. Okay, so basically what this is parking for freshmen. It allows for 350 freshmen, to have the 250?
300.
No,
No, no.
350, sorry.
Oh,
Of available parking spaces, we have been told by Jason Jones, head of parking and mass transit, that these spots are available and, they can be allocated to freshmen on a lottery basis. So, yeah.
Cool. Questions, Senator Ortiz?
Yes, are you open to, oh wait, hold on, there's an additional one. Okay, yeah, let's call question.
I haven't spoken as to the administrative part.
Tim wants to say something?
I just want to speak on behalf of Jason Jones, out of respect for him. On the Parking and Mass Transit Committee, I'm going to make this really quick. We did talk about it. The administration did have their concerns, but they're all for it. All of the parking spots will be on a lottery basis for freshmen. 350 spots are open. Freshmen will be paying the $50 like everyone else does. They're not getting any special treatment. And they will be parking on Dutch and Colonial quads if they get their spots. State and Dutch.
Thank you, Senator Goldsmith. Senator Ortiz?
Wait, I actually.
Hey, stop.
Okay, I'm co-sponsoring and I actually wanted to add on to.
Okay, all right.
And then, yeah.
So the one thing I wanted to add was actually that this is going to continue to be reconsidered each year. So just to state that this isn't like only this year, that Jason Jones agreed that this is something they would continue to look into as spots are available each year, depending on the population at the university. Thanks.
Thank you.
She wants to just say,
Okay.
who wants to amend what Alex wants to amend? What was it again?
It sounds like that a copy of this resolution be sent to you twice.
Oh,
It's just like, I don't know, like a.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no
We
problem.
we just get rid of it.
yeah,
It's just-
delete that one.
Okay.
The extra statement.
Okay, all right. Send Dorothy. Sure.
It's partway through, right in front of Dr. Carol Kim. I guess, yeah, yeah, just a handful.
Not your fault, it happens. Send Dorothy's.
So now I'll say, that was the pathway that.
Great. Second to that motion, Senator McGuire. Objections? So close. All right,
There's objection.
there's an objection.
I'll rescind it and I'll call questions then.
Cool. Motion to call this bill to question. Second to that motion, Senator Strand. Objections?
Okay, I rescind.
Okay. Are there any questions for the sponsors? Senator McGrath.
Did the sponsors go for a question?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys have indicated that you want this to be available for second semester freshmen, or second semester students. Is that, hold on.
That's correct.
So if the problems that you've outlined are the same, why are you only asking for available spots in the second semester?
Oh, I can answer that. So according to Jason Jones, university is for this fully, but they want to see how many students do want to apply, and the applications will close by December. So it's, applications open, but in the first semester, they're allowed to apply then, but the applications close in December, and then they get to see who is actually eligible from the lottery.
Okay, I also would like to just add to that, that it was also related to some concerns with student life, with wanting students to acclimate to the university first semester. That's why we're doing this as a second semester thing and why we will continue to look at it that way. Okay?
Do the sponsors yield for a follow-up?
Yes.
In regards to section 4A, do you have any evidence of rideshare services not following policies in line with CDC policies related to rideshare services?
No, the concerns in general were just, alternative, riding systems and just being in contact with more people than are necessary. If you had your own car, that was the only, thing about rideshare services.
Thank you. Senator Klein.
Will the sponsors yield for a question?
Yes.
So if we could just scroll down to, one more, XIV, there we go. Would you guys be open to amending Todd Foreman's name to reflect his actual name?
Sure.
It's TODDFOREMAN, and do the sponsors yield for a follow-up?
Yes.
Would the sponsors also be open to amending the bill as it relates to Earl Millington's position, which is actually interim associate vice president for finance and administration?
Yes. Senator Albazen.
I have several questions. One of them is, these locations, are they specified for freshmen? And also, well, like, in terms of what I mean, like, is it specified, like, is there gonna be signage that the freshmen know what spots are allocated to them?
So the available spots are actually in one of the Dutch Quad parking lots and then State Quad. State Quad is a freshman quad, so that's where about the majority of the parking lot spots are coming from. And then they found an extra 100 in Dutch Quad, and there are some freshmen living on Dutch Quad, so that's the reason why they picked those parking spots.
So yeah, it's just essentially that a student will be assigned a lot. That will be like where their parking pass says they can park. We're not gonna have specific signage or anything. It's just like the transportation department has noted that these are where the spots are available. Those will be where the parking passes are assigned to students.
On top of that, the Parking Mass Transit Committee, not, the Parking Mass Transit Committee through the actual university that I'm on, has said that there are now new signs within the lots. So if there will be designated spots for these freshmen, it will be pointed to those spots. You can see these signs if you go to Dutch Quad or any other lot. They're big, new, and I actually like them a lot. They actually help organize.
Okay, so just for clarification, not my second question. As of now, it is just for the lot.
Yeah.
Okay. My second question was, seeing that this is closing in December, right, it does seem like a really good idea, but how are students and freshmen hearing about this who have cars?
The university will be sending out a mass email for freshman students, and they will be able to apply through that email.
Cool, Senator Ortiz?
I will to call this, or I move past plated.
The motion passes by unanimous consent. Second by motion, Senator Strand. Any objections? Senator McGrath? Okay, that motion fails.
Okay, let's go to the question.
Cool. Seconded by Senator Strand. Any objections? Seeing none, votes open, 30 seconds.
Your clicker's not working?
Whose clicker's not working, yours? Email your votes as a vice chair.
I think that, there's just enough people here that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I saw it. All right, closing the vote. I believe that's the end of the legislative agenda.
Wait, what was bill number 98?
I'm sorry, Senator Klein.
Oh, shoot. That's 99.
We got one.
This is 98. His is 98.
All right, let's do this. 98, Senator Klein, all you.
Alrighty, thank you. So this is the COVID Educational Application Act, sponsored by me, co-sponsored by Senator Kinney and Senator Mohammed. And I will move as sponsor to add Senator Ortiz as a co-sponsor. So just to introduce this bill a little bit. Oh, can I also reflect, can I amend it to reflect that I went through rules of administration and the committee vote was, Andrew, was it 611?
601.
601. So with this bill, what I'm trying to do, as you all know, we've been going through this thing called COVID-19, a little pandemic. It has completely ravaged our campus community, but our lives at home as well. And the mental health of students, all students, is really something of a concern for me while I'm in office. I've been a very big proponent of uplifting mental health. So what I want to do here is just waive application of any academic enforcements as it pertains to serving on the e-board of a student group, serving in the executive branch, and serving in the student association. And I just believe that with COVID, the way we have switched back and forth through learning, there's no way that we can even say that our minds are fully on our education, especially through this pandemic.
Also, just for anyone who's wondering where this came from, is also, if you were here last year, not even that last year, to also address COVID issues, the Affordable Act, the Affordable Testing Act, the scholarship GPA was adjusted to also reflect the effects of COVID, and that was something that came up last year, which is why this idea then spurred up.
Thank you.
Yes.
Questions? Senator Yeager.
Does the sponsor yield for a question?
Yeah.
So with this adjustment of GPAs and things like that, did you talk to Source?
So personally, I didn't talk to Source. To be honest with you, we are the governing body as it pertains to regulations and requirements for joining and starting student groups, not source. They would obviously be well aware about this bill, but they don't deal with the legislative side of issues.
There are also people who worked in Source last year and worked in Source this year who were part of the bill passed by Senator Ashcom last year, that allowed them to also make COVID adjustments because they understand the process, and that's why we ended up changing E-board from 5 to 4. So in my opinion, not to speak on behalf of Source, but I feel like based on that act that they took, working with Senator Ashcom, I think they would agree with this, but also, I mean, Jordan Osley, we don't know Jordan Osley, I feel like he would approve of this, and I would continue the conversations after passing if it comes back. It has a sunset clause, so it's something permanent. We're not changing this forever, just under the code regulations.
Thank you. Senator McGrath.
Do you sponsors yield for a question?
Yes, sir.
For the committee amendments. Or would you be willing to, I don't remember.
As sponsor, we amend the bill to reflect your. Oh, it's already done.
Yeah, I think Senator Klein said it earlier.
Rules and admin 601.
No.
Oh, you're talking about the
amendments in the
content
bill.
amendments. Content amendments, okay, will the sponsor stipulate that they will have the minutes reflect the committee amendments?
So, this is actually the bill that, so I was under the assumption, let me clarify. This bill spent 3 weeks sitting. It should have been on the floor about 3 weeks ago. The reason it didn't come because there was some miscommunication between me and the chairman of Rules Administration as it pertains to the finalization of the bill. I wasn't sure if there were any amendments from the floor, and I was going to receive the minutes to make the proper amendments if there were any from the floor. Any amendments that I made in that committee are reflected on this bill.
Yes, Senator.
Erin, what do you got? I'll change it.
Well, it doesn't reflect the transparent editing policy, the languages, so I don't remember, it was weeks ago, so I have a feeling we're missing things, and I don't remember. Okay. It's really uncomfortable. Okay.
Let's sort this out. So your point of contention, Senator McGrath, is that it does not reflect the Transparent Editing Act? Okay, and you're not quite sure if there's missing something else? Okay, let's stipulate that the word formatting of this will respect the Transparent Editing Act when it is so produced. I will put that on the sponsors of the bill to redo and send to Ms. Anjali. And as far as the content amendments go, either Chairman Thomas or Senator Klein, both of you are recognized. Are there any content amendments that are missing from this bill as it currently stands?
Not to my knowledge.
Yes, it was the judicial standing part.
Is it reflected?
That was reflected. Because what happened during the committee meeting was that everybody in the committee had, and they can attest to this too, that the main issue of the bill was the fact that it's judicial standing and it should only be academic standing.
I don't see anything about judicial standing.
300.7 reads, all officers of the executive branch when appointed must be in good academic judicial standing. And 602.2.1.1 say no candidate can seek as legislator. Wait.
Unless they are currently in bad academic position. So what is your point of contention, Senator Thomas?
It should just only be, that should say only judicial standing, not academic.
Wait, no, that stays. The sunset clause is the next one. That strikes academic.
Okay, so it is reflected. Okay. Yes.
So, I just want like some clarification what you're trying to say. Saying like the part where it says bad academic or judicial standing, just the judicial standing part of it would just be like bad academic standing.
So to my understanding, and the sponsors can feel free to correct me if I have this wrong, 602.2.1.1 reads that no candidate can seek or hold a student association office if they're currently in bad academic or judicial standing. The following bylaw is in bold. Strike the word academic for a couple of years until the effects of COVID have subsided. That is my understanding of what this bylaw reads.
Because what happens is, and all of these changes
on May 31st, 2025 disappear. That's how the sunset clause works, because that will allow them time for the whole COVID issue. Now, if COVID were to continue and we're still in this 3 years down the line, it can then be re-implemented for an additional 3, 5, 7 years, and then the academic suspension will still be there. So the point of this is we're saying if COVID messed you up and your GPA is like not the hottest, but you're still in good judicial standing, so you're not a bad person, then you can still run for office or still apply to be in the executive branch. That is the overhauling idea of this amendment. As to the committee amendments, I can't speak on that one.
Me neither.
Just to also add on, educational issues should not preclude you from doing public service. And engaging in public service is one of the highest calls in this country. And for example, to run for office in the state of New York, you only need to be 18 and know how to read and write. So we are already raising the standards as it is for public service.
Senator McGrath.
How's that? Okay, fine. But can we consider a bill where, do we even have a record of the change of the name or the minutes, like, because this is what we passed, I don't know. We don't actually know what the minutes were.
We have the minutes, it's just I
Okay,
never.
so where are the minutes?
I'm waiting for Jimmy. Actually, I told him I need the minutes, so I don't know what happened.
Alright. My amendment is for 602.2.1.1.1. That say, oh no, wait, it does say open.
Yeah.
Academic standing open.
Yeah. Fine. God, there's a lot of hands. Yes, Senator McGrath.
I move to table this.
Okay.
Until we can consider the rules of administration again?
Point of inquiry.
Point of order, it already passed rules of administration, you can't go through again unless it's in the bill.
Can we put it for exec?
There's been a point of order. Hold on. Yeah, it can't go through rules again. However, okay. It can't go through rules again, so let's come back to this motion. Let's come back to this idea.
Point of inquiry.
Yes.
How, so given that these amendments are lost and all bylaw changes have to go through rules and they can't go through rules, why are the sponsors and co-sponsors being penalized for something that is respectfully not our fault?
So they haven't been penalized for anything yet. We haven't voted on anything. We haven't done anything yet. So it's just, right now, we are still conversing about the bill. Nothing has happened yet. The bill is still on the floor as of right now, so there hasn't been any penalty imposed yet. I want to make that clear. My job as a chair is not to enforce the penalty, but just to figure out where we stand on this. So that's all I got on that question, Senator Strand.
I would like to make a move.
Sure.
I would like to move to table this bill until it can either be considered by executive or the amendments are found, whichever can happen quickest.
Okay.
If the amendments are found, we can put them in and revisit it, that way the amendments are there. And if the amendments are not found, the executive, we can trust you guys to make the proper amendments before bringing it forward, so we don't have to keep wasting time since 11:30 on the last set of meetings this semester.
Okay. With that move, Senator Goldsmith, that's a second. You object?
Yeah, because this is a time-sensitive thing and the specials are coming up and this changes people who are running in specials.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when somebody brings a bill, like a bylaw change to rules, and there's amendments made, it's the duty of the sponsors and co-sponsors to amend it, then resubmit it?
No.
Or how is that been working in the committee? I'm just genuinely curious how these amendments got lost.
The chair sends it. And,
Point of order,
yeah,
the questions that are being asked do not pertain to the bill or the content of the bill.
if we change the consideration of the bill and whether or not to table it, so. We can call the move to question, we could do that. If somebody has a move. No, you had an objection. We're now in debate over Senator Ortiz's objection. All right, we're voting on the move to table this bill to, until the amendments are found, or it goes through exec committee.
Point
Okay,
of order, how can it go through executive committee if it's a bylaw change, how can it go through executive committee?
Well, bylaw changes need to go through at least rules of administration, they can go through different committees as well, there's nothing.
But it's not required.
no, it is not required to.
It's at the chair's discretion to decide which committee to go to.
No, okay. Stop. So, Yidi is right. It needs to go through at least rules and administration. There is nothing barring it from going through other committees as well. I can promise you, exec committee has not failed a single thing this semester. Let's put it that way. Okay. We're voting on the move.
Can you clarify the vote?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. So Senator Strand made a move to table this bill either until the amendments are found or until it goes through executive committee. Whichever happens first, whichever happens the soonest, and then the amendments will be put in. A is you want to, you're agreeing with that motion. B is you want to dismiss that. C is you want to abstain. Give me 35 seconds.
I wanna go home.
What?
Anyone need me to?
What? The motion to table? Yes.
Yes, Senator Madden. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a question, I guess
Okay, I'm closing the vote in the meantime. No, go ahead. Senator.
Oh, yeah, okay, so this is a complaint, so a point of personal privilege.
Okay.
All of the legislation we've seen tonight has needed amendments, and we've found them afterwards. So, like, my complaint is that that's kind of messed up, like, it shouldn't be like that.
No, you're right, it shouldn't. When I get things on Tuesday at 5 p.m. and they're not the right versions of things, I am not in 7 committee meetings, I'm in 1 committee meeting. I can only attest to whether the bill that I received from my committee, whether that reflects what we did in committee. I have faith that everyone sends me the accurate versions of things. That is sometimes not the case. Something we gotta do better next semester. Simple?
Simple.
All right, this is tabled till the amendments are found, or until it goes through exec committee. Yes,
How can it go through executives and also follow the transparent policy if we don't know what happens when made the rules? Since they're obviously gone and no one knows where they are.
Yeah, because if it goes through executive and passes with this, it still doesn't.
Okay,
Point of order.
hang on.
Respectfully, you're out of line. My question
Yeah.
still stands. They're gone and no one seems to know where they are. The resident member's not here right now, so I can't, but I feel like she knows what's going on, so he's on the bill. So what happens there? If the bill,
I will make a good faith effort tomorrow morning to get in contact with the ranking member who is not here at the moment to see what's going on with the amendments. If that cannot happen, what we will do when you come in as a sponsor to exec committee to do this is redo the amendments. That is how this will go through, one way or another.
Could I just ask that if we find this supposed ghost version of the bill, that it's put on the agenda for tomorrow's special session?
We have no reason to call a special session tomorrow.
With this bill, we kind of do.
No, sorry.
Point of order.
Okay, hang on. Who had a point of order?
I was kidding.
Okay. Yes, Senator Crawford.
So we found a bylaw that says that it's solely responsible. Jalen, what's the bylaw?
206.1.
Solely responsible
you have something to say?
Yeah, can I?
Go ahead.
So that is true. So all bylaws do need to go through rules. The bylaws say that very clearly. All bylaw changes need to go through that. However, with the recent bylaw change that was passed, sponsored by Chairman Shin and Vice Chairwoman Rossiani, those bylaw changes make it so that the chair, every piece of legislation that comes through, the chair at her discretion shall make sure to refer to the appropriate committees. What that means is completely up to the chair.
Okay, go ahead, Senator Ortiz.
So does that mean we pass a conflicting bylaw?
Not particularly, no, not to my understanding.
If it says solely, I guess is my concern.
Solely with respect to the rules and administration bylaw about considering bylaw changes. Stop. Okay, all of you have something. Who had a point of order? Go ahead.
My point of inquiry still stands.
Yeah, I was actually in the middle of answering that. To your point, Senator Ortiz, I don't believe that these bylaws are in conflict, but I'm going to refrain from answering that question because that is a question for the court. That is not my discretion to answer. So I don't believe so, but that is not the end all be all. What?
So my point of order pertains to the fact that this semester we have set the precedent of passing bills without the proper amendments, especially bylaws. It's happened a couple times now. And we just tabled a piece of legislation that fell under the same cause, the same reason. So my point of order is that this, a table motion shouldn't be valid and a vote should be held if we've already set the precedent that bills that have gone through the Rules and Administration Committee and didn't hit the floor with the proper reflection through the committee, that it would still be passed and heard.
I hear you. I am not unilaterally responsible for overturning the vote of a body. I literally do not have the power to do that. That is not something that is within my discretion. Senator Goldsmith, go ahead.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Go ahead.
If I wanted the motion on to do 10 jumping jacks right here, right now, we can do that and pass it. We all do 10 jumping jacks. The motions override everything. I just talked to the parliamentarian. He agreed with me. She motioned to put it into the executive committee. The motion passed. It's going to go through the executive committee.
Point of parliamentary inquiry, so what I'm hearing is that motion overhaul bylaws?
So the bylaw specifically says that all bylaw changes, that the Rules and Administration Committee shall be solely responsible for reviewing all bylaw changes. Now, if that was completely true by the letter that you want to describe it as, it would mean that the actual body of the Senate wouldn't vote on it either. However, that's not the case. It must go through other teams as well. Now, that means that it falls under the same rules that all other legislation fall under, which other committees can review.
Okay.
Point of information.
Yes.
So I had confusion about the bill itself. Were all the amendments that were made in Rules of Administration reflected? No.
No, that's not.
That's been a point of contention tonight, so my answer is probably not. But your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
Senator Strand.
Weren't the other bills that had like amendments that were reflected, weren't they usually grammatical and this one is content based?
That's my understanding so far. Even if that is the precedent that is set, the conundrum that we're running into is just simply the fact that I, as a chair, cannot overturn a body's decision just at my discretion because I so feel like doing so. Go ahead. I would love that. There's been a move to go into closing remarks. There's a second to that move. Senator Strand, any objections to that move? Cool. Senator Ortiz.
Okay, so my closing remarks is that I think we did great things this year. I think we missed out on opportunities to do other great things this year. There are people who don't feel comfortable in this body and don't show up because it's either deterring to their mental health or deterring to their physical health. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough. So yeah, I can tell you with 100% confidence that we need to do something in this body to make everyone feel welcome. I should be able to walk into the SA office and not be stared at. I should not have to see people roll their eyes in the back of their head when they might get stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, just being a decent human being and be nice to them. You don't have to like me, but I would prefer if you respected me as well as everyone else in this body. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great holiday break. Happy Hanukkah. And I hope you guys get to see some snow because snow is wonderful to me.
Thank you, Senator Ortiz. Senator Goldsmith.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me back with you. I'm actually very happy to be here. I'd like to apologize for getting a little emotional 5 minutes ago. I did not want to end the year like that, and that's totally on me for being unprofessional. So I apologize to everyone from whom I may have offended. Regardless of that, I'm very happy to have done work with all of you and passed great resolutions and things that will affect change in this body. I have a lot of stuff that I want to write up in the wintertime. If you want to get in touch with me, that'd be wonderful. I'd love to work with other people. I hope everyone has a great winter break, and that's all.
Thank you, Senator Klein.
So I just wanted to rise really quickly because this perhaps might be the last time I'm speaking to you. I have been taking deep consideration into both my mental health and the well-being of myself. And I have enjoyed nothing more my entire campus life than being a part of this body. It's going to be a very tough question I have to answer over the break, but I just wanted to leave with a little few notes on what I have about SA, if I am in fact leaving. The political arena that we have here has damaged not only myself, not only other senators, but people outside of this body. And I think we all need to recognize, because it seems like we say often that we're students first, but I think it's time we recognize that when we're saying that, we're saying rules for me and not for me, because I have experienced countless issues with people, and trying to solve them has been stonewalled. And when we throw around defamatory remarks and slanderous remarks, whether it be from ourselves or encouraging members of the public, it doesn't help. It doesn't help by closing our divide within this body. There was a point where someone came to make a public comment about me, and then a senator went up to her and said, "How can I help you remove him?" And I'm very upset because that senator went up to someone who told me Jews don't deserve to feel safe on campus. And as a Jewish individual, I find that very disheartening. What I also just want to say before I leave is that some people in this, not just in this branch, but in the entire student association are too hung up on what happened last year. And it really does make me fed up that we are still talking about Brian Ramsaran in this body and within this organization.
Try and stay away from names, please. That was the rule last
The
time.
former presidential candidate last year. And it upsets me when we can't get over grudges. We had a 38-year-old man in here, and
Point of order.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything negative, I promise you. We had a 38-year-old man in here, we've had 18-year-olds in here. These people come from all backgrounds, all types of lifestyles. There should be at no point that someone comes into this body feeling unsafe. There should be at no point that someone is regretting coming into this body because they can't take the mental strain anymore. So if this is my last comment, let me leave it with you all that we need to do better because we are not listening to the students. SA has a bad image problem. It has had a bad image problem for about 8 years now. So this body's got to clean it up. I've heard one constituent say that we got to, quote unquote, drain the SA swamp. Well, I don't agree with that constituent. I must say I do start to see a bit of a pond rising with some water. I yield back.
My closing remarks? Oh, Yuri, go ahead.
Quickly, I just wanted to say, it's been a great session, everyone's doing great. I want to say that, like, I hear everyone is blaming, like, for a lot of the problems we've been having, that the legislation isn't getting on with the proper amendments made. Everyone's blaming the people who are making the agenda for it. There's a lot of problems in the flow of legislation so that it doesn't appear. So I recommend that everyone please try, when you submit a bill, submit it directly to the clerk will send it to the appropriate committee, and the committee will send it further to the chair, and let everyone in that process try to send it with the most updated version of the bill. And with that, happy Hanukkah, everyone, and I'll see you next semester.
Thank you. My closing remarks, happy holidays, take care of yourselves. Do not text each other over break in the group me. Leave everyone alone. Good night.
I move to use the
Point of
last
order.
vote as
We still have, wait.
Oh, sorry. I'm used to being the last person. No, he still has closing remarks to go.
Keep it short. Happy holidays. Be safe. And just enjoy your break and have fun. That's it.
Is there a motion to adjourn? Second, Senator Klein. Objections? We'll use the last vote as closing roll. Bye.
Move to adjourn.
Hey, do me a favor, send Nick a text message. We're out.
Oh, I'm texting him. He owes me $5.
Yeah. I'm still behind on minutes. Like, bro.